Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the MLB Swing for the Fences show here. Print Factory edition. DC in the house with me. Two-man booth here. We're going to talk a little baseball on a Sunday morning here. Great slate. 8 games on DraftKings. Tons of good spots for hitting, it looks like. DC, pretty pumped to get some winners here today. It looks like an awesome day for baseball.
Does indeed. 8-game MLB early baseball slate. Always love the Sunday action. And like you said, some weather warming up a little bit across the country. Some winds blowing out today, JSU. Good spot to chase some home runs today, I think. And a fun slate as always.
Chase, home runs. Yep, I'm in. You just said the three things I'm in for. So home run chasing is what I do here. So we'll make a fun home run chasing parlay at the end of the show that I will put something on and root for DC my $1 million parlay. So that's the goal here on this show. And I do have a 50% boost on DraftKings. So shout out to DK Sports.
You boost that $1 million prize for your 9-legger to $2 million. That's
right.
1.5. That's good. Yeah.
And they upped the Grand Slam promo. I don't know if you saw, they upped it to $750, I think.
Well, I think
was 500, right? Yesterday?
It started at 250, I believe. If no player hits a Grand Slam, it goes up to 250K each time.
Ooh.
Which is an awesome promo. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Oh, so that's awesome. Okay, so if nobody hits a Grand Slam today, we could get $1 million the next day.
That's how it's working so far. I'm not, I didn't hire my favorite lawyer out there to go over the fine print, but I believe that is how it works, JSU. So awesome.
Well, you know what? As I am a greedy person, DC, I would love it if there was no Grand Slam for like 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden someone just won $1 bazillion.
Wouldn't it be better to just hit the Grand Slam yourself and scoop that 750? I mean, that's what I'm trying to do today. So we'll talk about DraftKings promo. We'll do the dong draft. And hopefully, pick some winners.
I always say it too, but like it always feels like it's gonna be some random, like just some random guy that ends up hitting.
I mean,
get the bases loaded, and it's just some random catcher at the bottom of the barrel that somehow just.
I mean, it's a huge difference between we love the king of the court DraftKings runs for NBA, but the baseball, this one's a different story entirely because anyone can hit a Grand Slam. It's like 95% of the league is like out of the running for winning king of the court. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah, because like it's like like no, not everyone can like lead the league in home runs, right? DC, not everyone can do that, but like on any given slate, like a random guy can hit a bomb. Even the king of the court promo. It's still really hard for like some random guy to just come out of nowhere and lead the slate in points, rebounds, and assists. It doesn't happen very often.
It speaks to the overall point. It speaks to how much more volatility there is in a baseball slate than an NBA slate, right? I mean, the NBA slates are dialed down, or the projections dialed down to like the 10th of a point. Obviously, people and we do that for baseball too, but the band and the projections is enormous. I mean, even at pitcher where it's like a little more stable because you get to, face 20 batters instead of 4 plate appearances, you still see good pitchers. I mean, Jesus Luzardo going today could be -5 one day and 36 points the next. So it's just that type of sport. One reason I love it. I love the variance and the swings, but for this promo, the one thing I don't do, JSU, when we're trying to hunt the Grand Slam, I don't take a hitter in the top 3 of the lineup because you can't get one in the first inning. One of your bats is out of the loop, right? It's like impossible to do, obviously, unless you bat it around or something like that. So I don't know. That's 25% of your at bats that you can't get one on. So I kind of Yeah.
I have been trying to take guys that are like hitting 7, 8, 9 in the order, just to up the randomness a little bit, because everyone's looking for those 1 through 5,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where most of the teams throw their best hitters, right? DC 1 through 5,
Yeah.
so like majority of the time people are, so instantly if you get out of 1 through 5 and you go 6, 7, 8, 9, you're gonna be a little different probably, unless there's just like an outlier hitting like 7th. You know what I mean? That's a pretty well-known commodity, but the most of the time you're gonna find a lot of random guys hitting in that back 7, 8, 9, that most people don't want to touch.
Yeah. Grand slams often come like, I feel like they're kind of late game stuff where the starters kind of collapsed, right? And oftentimes in like the winning stack obviously is likely to have the grand slam too. So yeah, you can go from any spot in the order, but like I'm with you. I do prefer to go to kind of the bottom half and try to get a random one. I mean, conceivably someone could win this promo solo, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if it's some
Yeah.
completely random dude. So really, really fun contest. I love it.
Makes it harder, obviously, because trying to find the solo guy in a slate where there's how many games going? 16 teams or 20. I don't know how many baseball games there are today, but I assume it's the whole slate of baseball, right? The promo.
Yeah, I think so. I don't
So,
think it's nothing to do with DFS. So
I mean, we're talking a lot of teams playing. So trying to hit
yeah.
the one guy, but that's
I've had a
$5
couple chances where my guy came up with the bases loaded, and it's a pretty fun sweat watching that to try to get the.
That's
home
all
run.
you can ask for, dude. Having a
Yeah.
chance, like that's literally all you can ask for, is to have a chance with the bases loaded too. So, all right, well, that's the promo on DraftKings Sportsbook here. Check it out. I think like $5 is the minimum bet, so you only have to bet $5 to get like qualified.
And you can still win your home run prop, right? If your player hits a home run that's not a grand slam, you still win the bet. You just only get the prize pool if it's a grand slam.
So if you're betting home run props anyways, I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well. You can just bet a guy you like. Maybe you don't want to bet a random guy. You just want to bet like an Aaron Judge. Okay, like you can still throw $5 on Aaron Judge, and if he hits a home run that's not a grand slam, you still win. So, yeah, it's good promo, great promo out there. So shout out to DraftKings, and yes, oh yeah, the Celtics. JSU Celtics got sent home. Threes, Missoula, terrible coaching. Yes, boss, bro. Terrible coaching. Also, in my opinion, just a terrible finish to a game where you had all these random guys in trying to shoot threes, and then they put a stop to it after they missed like 3, and then it was just Jaylen Brown and Derek White who took every shot, and it kind of threw the whole team out of rhythm outside of those two guys. Peyton Pritchard was relegated to the corner, and then he gets that 3 at the very end of the game, and I'm like, well, he hasn't touched the ball in 7 minutes of fourth quarter time. Like what do you I know it's a wide open 3, but it's like, what do you expect? He's not involved in the game on offense for 7 minutes. And obviously he's not out there for defense. He's a 5'10" white dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like at that point, if that's your game plan though, put someone in for defense. Peyton Pritchard, there's no reason for him to be out there and just be relegated to the corner. It was just a bad game plan all around.
My ASU bingo card for the show just crossed off one here, making excuses for Peyton Pritchard. I had that on the list.
I had a 71-1 ticket, DC. I don't know if you saw, I dropped it in my parlay chat in the Discord, and all I needed was I think it was Pritchard to get to 20 points. So I needed 7 more points. Pritchard scored 13. And my ticket would have hit for a 70-1 parlay. So I'm pretty bummed. I'm pretty bummed about him being relegated to the corner, but it is what it is.
Pritchard goes on the shit list. 20 points. I would have thought he could get 20 without Tatum in there.
I really, honestly, I was worried more about the rebounds. Like I had him for 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 20 points. I had the Sixers winning and Embiid for over 5.5 assists. All of that obviously hit, except for the points. So, which was the one I felt the best about. I feel like that's always how it happens. Like the first one you plug in, the one you feel the best about is always the one that doesn't hit or screws you in the 5 or 6 leggers. So yeah, it was fun, but had a sweat is what it is. Sixers were better. That's just the truth. Celtics were bad. Sixers were good. You know,
I couldn't help but feel a little happy for Embiid, who I feel like gets a lot of shit. I mean,
he does.
Maybe rightfully so, but like also, we don't know what's going on with his knees. It's not his fault, right? That his knees are like degenerative, and not his fault that he got an appendectomy and misses that. I mean, like the flopping stuff, yeah.
That's definitely his fault. But
yeah,
like guys flying into his knee, like I don't know if you watched the game, DC, but there was like 2 different times where guys would just get shoved into his knee, like not on purpose, obviously. Like a Sixers player shoved Kada right into his knee, and he just falls back, like grabbing his knee, and it's just like, well, that's not his fault. Like that's actually Paul George for shoving.
The Sixers have some staying power. I mean, if Embiid can stay on the core, Paul George playing well, you got Edgecombe, Maxey.
The East is wide open, man. Like the East is absolutely wide open. It's very interesting. If Franz was healthy, I'd be telling people to take the 40-1 shot on Orlando to win the East, because 40-1 seems pretty wild. But yeah, no, Sixers at plus like 600, I think is a good stab. And B just needs to stay healthy. That's you need it. So yeah, that's a little hoops talk. Let's get to the baseball talk here. And DC, you brought up the weather. And so I just wanted to show off the Weather Edge tool here over at runpuresports.com. Still free as long as you have an account. It doesn't have to be a paid subscription account, just an account with us. You can check out the Weather Edge tool. You can use the Weather Edge tool for baseball, golf, NASCAR, those type of sports. Obviously, a ton of people look at the weather for baseball, DC, and we have a ton of plus hitter spots here on this slate. If you just kind of scroll through the Weather Edge, you're going to see a lot of green, a lot of big bumps to the bats here on this slate of 8 games. So, what do you do? Obviously, we always talk about home runs at the end of the show, but like, how does that impact you? Do you like to go more like full stacking of games or one-off hunting when you have so many good hitting spots, it looks like?
Yeah, when we have home run weather, which we do on a few games today, like you said, I do think you can branch it out a little bit more from like the traditional 5-3 stack, because you're going to get bigger scores, right? When the weather's cold everywhere and nobody can hit home runs, what's going to win? A team that can put 11, 12 base runners on base and kind of drive people in. You need the correlation with the runs, the RBIs. But when you get home run weather, you can see winners that come from several different teams. I mean, I think on Friday night I finished third in the 121. I had 3 different one-offs that all did well. I think the winner of the 8 played like players from 8 different teams, and you picked the right 8. I mean, you basically hit like a home run type parlay. It's a lot easier to do when there's home run weather and home run parks. And we do have a slate like that where you can pick one-offs a little easier. I like these types of slates. I don't like necessarily being kind of pigeonholed into must stack. So it's a fun slate. I'm here for it.
It's definitely a fun slate. Interesting strategy here. So, I'm gonna pull up the hub here in a second, but when we get to the really good hitting spots, DC, we'll come back to the Weather Edge tool and check it out and just see what it's looking like here. But let's start out first game on the slate. We've got Milwaukee and Washington here. Chad Patrick on the mound for Milwaukee, 7,400 for Patrick on this slate. And I think, is it Zach Littell going up for Washington, DC?
Yeah, they did just announce in the last, 20 minutes, Logan Henderson going to start for Chad Patrick.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. It is unfortunate. I was kind of looking forward to stacking against Chad Patrick with some Nationals lefties. Henderson, I think, is better. Obviously, with the late call, I didn't do a deep dive on him before the slate, but I do like his stuff in general. Again, I'm not sure right now how viable he is. Probably not. I don't love playing righties against the Nationals anyway. I'll look a little bit when I throw it back to you on Logan Henderson, but it does definitely lower my interest in the Nationals bats, but not in the Brewers bats. A team I like anyway. They're a team that can just randomly pop off for 12, 13 runs. We've seen it a bunch of times, and it's a good spot to do it against Zach Littell, who's been, he's just been awful. Negative DraftKings points in 3 starts in a row for Zach Littell. That's kind of hard to do. 1 strikeout in both of the last 2 games, despite getting 96 and 84 pitches. Can't miss any bats. Potentially a decent running spot for the Brewers here too. You could play righties or lefties against Littell. It'll be mostly lefties in the lineup for the Brewers. But yeah, Turang, Bowers, Tyler Black hitting a little bit. Garrett Mitchell probably leads off here for the Brewers. You have to have interest in stacking against Zach Littell. A little bit cooler in Washington, but should be decent enough for bats here overall. So I love this Brewers team, and potentially, depending on what I find on Logan Henderson, national stack I think is a little bit interesting as well.
Yeah, I like it. I like attacking Zach Littell, so I'm on board with you. The question is just, with so many good hitting spots, does this kind of fall back on your list with so many good spots that we're going to get to here? But I do think, full stack, they do have some cheap bats here to go with some of the studs that you're going to want, like Abrams and Woods and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm in on Washington, but I don't know how high I'm going to have them up, but I do think they should be in the pool for sure. And then, Brewers, you're all, I feel like every slate you're always in on the Brewers. They're definitely one of your favorite teams to kind of stack up here. So
they just overperform what you would look at from like an individual hitter standpoint, because they have like the right game plan every day. I feel like some teams just come to the ballpark with no plan at all. Everybody just go up there and kind of hit your best. But like the Brewers, like they'll know, right? If this isn't a home run day, we got to hit line drives, we got to steal bases, and they just put up more runs than you would think like the collective stats of their lineup would suggest.
Yeah, and they're a good team to stack because they kind of can do it all a little bit. So you can get the runners on the base paths flying.
They did it last year too. Out of nowhere, the Brewers had an awesome offense, and then they've kind of repeated it. So I'm kind of buying in on what the Brewers are doing. And then Littell, he is like, his numbers this year are like almost unfathomably bad for Zach Littell. So it's hard not to have interest going against him. Literally any team, right? When you get to face maybe the worst starting pitcher going right now. I think the national side is interesting too, but it's the Brewers side I'm more interested in.
Yeah, all right. You're swaying me here a little bit on the Brewers side over Washington. I was leaning Washington over the Brewers, but you're right. Littell is someone we should be stacking against. Yeah. So I like that call here. And they do have a good mix of bats, like cheap bats to get the studs, like Turang and Bowers and stuff if you want them. So Contreras hitting up there. So yeah, I like that call. Pretty good spot here for some hitting. I think both sides are pretty interesting here. Let's go to another game where we've got at least one. I really like Chase Burns here. Chase Burns 9,600, projecting as one of the better pitcher plays on the entire slate. And then Braxton Ashcraft, another guy who's projecting very high owned today, 7,500 for him, DC. We got to start with him. What are you doing with Braxton Ashcraft? I'm pretty sure you kind of like his stuff too.
I like both these pitchers quite a lot. Burns is the electric one. He's the one, when he's on his game, he looks completely unhittable. Has had 2 strong starts in a row. He wasn't good matchups in both those starts, but good to see him kind of turn it around. You will see games from Burns where it's frustrating because he can't find the strike zone, just doesn't go his way. That's true for most pitchers. I think it's going to be more true for Burns than most. But, he's been good in 5 of the 6 starts, 25 plus in 4 of those starts. obviously missing bats. Stuff is off the charts electric. It's a Pirates team that's been a little frisky, but you're certainly not scared of it for Chase Burns here, especially in a pitcher's park in Pittsburgh. So I'm with you. In on Chase Burns. He's expensive, 9,600, but could easily be the SP1 on the day. He's got to be in the pool. And then Ashcraft, I think, one of the better, cheaper options at 7,500. He's pitched pretty well for Pittsburgh. He's not, on Burns' level in terms of talent, but a pretty, good arm in his own right. It seems like the Pirates rather, treating him as a full starter. He's gone 6+ innings in 3 of his 6 outings. So probably going to give you some length here. And, outside of a couple guys in the Reds lineup, they really haven't done too much offensively this season. Ashcraft, I think, makes a lot of sense. Looks like he's going to get, like a 4-horse race on the ownership. Luzardo.
Yeah, they're all like projecting for similar. You got Luzardo, Fried, Burns, Ashcraft, all kind of in a similar boat. And DC, honestly, with prices included, I kind of like the 2 pitchers in this game more than the other 2.
Yeah, I'm in on these 2 pitchers as well. So Burns is the guy who could really break the slate with 11, 12 strikeouts, something like that. But I do think Ashcraft could easily get 6 to 7 of his own, maybe give you 6 strong innings. That would certainly be enough on most runouts at 7,500. So, yeah, give me the pitchers here, and I think I'll find other spots for my bats for the most part.
Yeah, I'm with you. So lock in Reds lefties. I mean, if you were to lock in someone with the Reds, I mean, Nathaniel Lowe is 3K, and he's been hitting really well for cheap. If you did want to. If you did want to play a bat or 2 against them.
He stole Sal Stewart's mojo. All the first base production from the Reds is going to Nate Lowe, and I don't like it, JSU.
I don't like it either, DC, but this is what I do like. I like it when you get on our guys, because you got on Kazuma Okamoto a week or 2 ago, and this dude's been en fuego the last week or so. So get on Sal Stewart a little bit.
Yeah.
Up a little bit.
Sal Stewart, get your fat ass going. Let's go, buddy.
There you go. Yeah, start hitting more bombs again, Sal. We need it. All right, let's keep going here. Houston and Boston next up on the slate. Ranger Suarez on the mound, 8,600, coming off that. I'm pretty sure it was the massive performance here where he just dominated, going for the Red Sox against is it Cody Bolton for Houston here, DC? Yeah. What are we seeing with these 2 pitchers? I know, Ranger, you've been kind of up and down on this year. Did you see anything last start that maybe is starting to make you change your mind on him, or is he still someone you're being cautious with?
Yeah, I was not on him last start, and boy, did he own my ass. 40-piece right in my head, JSU, from Ranger Suarez. Bad miss for me there, for sure. I'm not really buying it with Ranger Suarez going forward. I mean, we've seen him for years now. Kind of think we know who he is, and I don't love attacking this Astros team with left-handed pitchers in particular, because they're super right-handed heavy. And then the only lefty is Jordan, who's maybe the best left versus left hitter in all of baseball. So not an ideal matchup for Suarez. Maybe he'll own me again, but it won't be on my rosters. I'm not going crazy here with Houston bats. Still pretty cool in Fenway, although, yeah, this actually looks like it'll play. Tough for home runs, but good for everything else. So you could see runs here. Maybe I can get my revenge on Ranger Suarez and stack against him with some of these Astros guys. And then Cody Bolton going for Houston. I think he's going to be followed by Ryan Weiss. Not sure. I think so. I think that's what they're going to do. So kind of a bullpen game for the Astros. I mean, it's a good spot for the Red Sox, but I just don't trust this team to put up like 8+ runs and ship the slate is my problem with the Red Sox. I think they'll be solid here against a bad pitching staff and bad starter, bad reliever. But I think the Astros side, the more interesting one. But I'm not going to have a whole ton of this game overall.
Yeah, like you said, Houston and Boston, it's cold out here in
Yeah.
Boston, but you do got some winds blowing out to right. It does have a lean to the hitter on the weather edge tool here. So kind of like you said, maybe not the home run park or home run situation that we're going to get with some of these other spots, but maybe not as bad of a hitting spot as we think. So if you do want to stack against one of these pitchers, if you don't like, one of these sides and you want to get some bats here, I don't think it's a horrible spot. Even though it's going to be cool, today, it's still playing almost hitter friendly, which is interesting to me.
One thing
On
with
the
the
slate.
weather, from all the research I did this offseason, the dong draft, betting home runs, and frankly, just watching a shit ton of baseball. I mean, I bet I watch about as much baseball as anybody. I don't say that as a brag. It's just the truth. I love watching ball and have a lot of action going on in the baseball streets all over the place. The weather makes such a huge difference. The weather and the parks, a lot of the home runs they're borderline, right? They're a few feet over the fence or caught at the track, and man, you can see it. You kind of learn like what a home run swing looks like for different types of players, and all the time based on the weather conditions. Like it's either disappointment, right, or it's sailing over the fence. So if anything, I've gotten even more particular about trying to find the good weather spots, the good home run spots.
Yeah, that makes some sense here. All right, so that's Boston, Houston. It seems like maybe a little interest in Houston for you, just based off of not loving Ranger. Maybe a spot where he is, comes back down to earth here against all these right-handed heavy
Yeah,
bats.
I was gonna say I would want them low owned, but I'm gonna get them low owned. I'm seeing sub
Yeah.
2% on the entire Astros stack. So again, probably playing 5 to 10 teams. I don't know for sure if I'll get there, but I think they're at least a little interesting against Ranger.
All right, that makes sense. Let's go to another spot where we got some pretty good hitting here. Baltimore, New York. This spot is going to play hitter friendly too. Still similar to Boston in a way where it's like not as cold, I think, but still like cool out there. But winds blowing out to right center field. It's got a strong hitter lean in this one here on the weather edge tool. So definitely a better spot for hitting just in general from the weather perspective, DC. And we've got Max Fried on the mound, 10-1, one of the four pitchers garnering a ton of ownership on DraftKings at 10-1 versus Trey Gibson, 6.4K on DraftKings for Trey Gibson going for Baltimore. DC, this is the spot, one of the hitting spots here, and we're gonna have to rank them at the end of the day. New York's got a ton of power bats. They hit a bunch of home runs, I think, yesterday. Cody Bellinger, I think, double dong.
Yeah.
What are we doing with the Yankees bats? Which we know when they get hot, man, they can break slates.
Yeah. So Yankee Stadium, speaking of weather and parks, this is one to always look at, especially like today when the wind's blowing out a little bit to right field. I think it's like,
right?
what's that?
The lefties, right? With
Yeah.
the short.
Well, I was gonna say by my numbers, it's almost twice as likely to hit a home run to right as it is to left on like a similarly struck fly, like a huge difference going out to right field than to left at Yankee Stadium today, which is perfect for the Yankees because they've got all the lefty power. And in Aaron Judge, if you look at his home run spray chart, like half of them are opposite field. He hits cheapies down the right field line all the time. Obviously hits them all over. And you're not really worried about Judge with the weather anyway. But I mean, Grisham, Rice, Bellinger, Jazz, Dominguez, Wells, McMahon, all these guys benefit a ton from Yankee Stadium. And these, like the Yankees know all the Yankees lefties, their home runs are almost all pull power. If you watch Bellinger, Rice, they're almost always to right field. Grisham, Jazz, same thing. So they know how to take advantage of it. They know what's up with this park. They get Trey Gibson here making his MLB debut, kind of a non-prospect to some extent for Baltimore. I mean, it's really hard for me not to love the Yankees' power here. I will say, they don't do hardly any running on the base paths. You're home run hunting, right? So you can certainly stack it up, but you don't have to. You can take one or two bats because that's what you're looking for is home runs, which you don't obviously need your teammates for. So Yankees full stack absolutely in play. I'll probably have a full one or two, but I have no problem playing Rice as a one-off, Bellinger as a one-off, Judge. Any of these guys are great individual plays as well. And obviously, when you can make a case for like 7 or 8 guys as good individual plays, the stack is going to be a good stack as well. But did want to mention these are great one-off plays as well if you don't want to go for the full Yankee stack. Love the Yankees. One of the top stacks today for sure. Different story of obviously on the other side against Max Fried, who benefits a little bit from this weather. It's not great to go out to left field. Going to be a mostly right-handed lineup for the Orioles, and Fried, who doesn't give up power anyway, should be pretty safe from it here. I mean, I don't think Gunner's going to get him left versus left. That would really surprise me. So yeah, Fried, 10.1K. Different story than Burns, right? I think he's safer than Burns. If you made me pick the more likely pitcher to get you 15 plus or maybe even 20 plus, I would take Fried. If you move that to 25 or 30, you would move to Burns. So I think Fried should be, median projected higher. It doesn't have quite the ceiling of Burns. Could obviously just pair them both and find value bats. There's always plenty of value bats on a Sunday morning. So like Fried, tons of swing and miss in the Orioles lineup. It's not scary at all. And then, Yankees lefties, load up the wagons. I think we're going to see some bombs out of them today.
Yeah, I'm back and forth on if the Yankees are my favorite stack or my second favorite stack. It's one or the other. I have them as 1 or 2, and definitely gonna stack them on at least one of my 3 lineups for sure today here. Okay, you don't like Baltimore at all, even as leverage a little bit. It is tough with all these righties, and like you were talking about the weather going to left as opposed to pulling to right for a lot of these lefties here. So that is.
I'd way rather take a chance on the Astros than the Orioles, for instance.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. And Mama asked, is Gibson a righty? He is. And all that stuff, like Mama, you can see on the hub. So I know you're a member. If you're not a member, obviously you can't check out the hub. That's why I'm kind of screen sharing the lineups page a little bit, but it's got a ton and we're adding to it every single day. Like JBC's slate builders now on here, Big T's player pool, the cores. So pretty much anything on the site, if you go over to the hub, you can have just access to clicking through all of these things here. I'm not going to do it right now, obviously, but stats just keeps adding to it. And the TT stacks, everything, the hot sheet, Big T's hot sheet, all that stuff. It's all now in the hub. So you keep adding to the hub. It's awesome. Members have loved it. And if you haven't checked it out and you want to try it out, you want to try out being a member, whether it's for a week, a month, whatever it is, playoffs 26% off. Any RPS only package will get you in the door, get you in the Discord as well to check out the MLB hub. So I definitely recommend trying it out. But yeah, awesome stuff, adding a ton of stuff here. And yeah, it's gonna give you pretty much everything you need, DC, from the site is now like in the hub. So you don't have to go like clicking around too much.
Hub is awesome. I've got some fun ideas. I got to talk to Stats about doing the player rater. That's very cool, but I think we can incorporate even some better stuff there. So it's going to improve from where it is, but still super, super useful as it stands.
Hubba, right? Yeah, that's right, Riley Golf, bro. Yes. So that's the hub here. Mike says Colby Thomas is going yard plus 610 on DK today. I'm stacking the A's game in only lineup. All right, Colby. I know DC likes some Colby Thomas. I heard DC talking up Colby Thomas a show or two ago. So I'm sure DC's okay with
not on the slate,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll take the plus 610 Colby Thomas dog.
Hey, with the dong draft, DC, does he have to be on the slate? I forgot to ask you these rules because there were a couple times, but we gotta keep him on the slate. Okay, all right, fair enough.
And take players off the slate. What kind of
but for the promo that we were talking about, you can take Colby Thomas at 610, and boom, right there. There's your maybe he gets the grand slam. So plus 610 that's fun. Little promo on top of it, even funner. Next up here, we go San Francisco and Tampa Bay. Steven Matz on the mound, 8.2K for Tampa. Tyler Mahle going for San Francisco, 6.9 on DraftKings here. DC, not as good of a spot as we just kind of discussed with the weather here. Doesn't show like it's kind of just like a neutral-ish pretty much for any of that stuff, obviously, because of where we're at in Tampa. But doesn't make me want to like play hitters in the spot, but I don't mind picking bats against these pitchers.
Yeah. Neutral park overall. That'll be all the games at Tampa Bay. Just kind of average across the board. So, it's not terrible. Certainly not a place you can't play hitters in kind of an interesting spot for the Rays here. Someone just mentioned it in chat. Our guy P. Lally, the reverse splits of Tyler Mahle. There's not very many pitchers in baseball who are like true reverse splits guy where they're significantly and legitimately, not just results wise, but metric wise, worse against same-handed batters. But Mahle is one of them. Remarkably worse against fellow right-handed hitters. It was true last year. It's proven true so far this year. So I think a sneaky good spot for the two. No Yandy Diaz. So that actually takes one of them out of the equation. So I'll say Junior Caminero is an awesome play today at 4,900 with the reverse splits against Mahle. He can handle righties just fine, 272 ISO against right-handed pitchers, and probably something that goes a little bit overlooked, the reverse splits of Tyler Mahle. So Junior Caminero, one of my favorite one-offs on the day. Not super crazy about the rest of this Rays lineup, honestly. There's just not a lot of punch overall, but Caminero really sticks out as a fun play today. And then Steven Matz doesn't look like he's going to be super low owned, but he is one of my favorite pitchers on the day, 8,200. This Giants lineup, JSU, I mean, they just can't hit. A horrible start for Devers. No, Chapman is in the lineup, but yeah, they've mixed up the lineup a little bit because nothing's working for the Giants. So it's kind of desperate times there where it looks like they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks a little bit. And it's not a lot for the Giants. So, Matz is just a kind of average big league starter, but did throw 95 pitches in 7 innings last time out. Only got the 2 strikeouts against Cleveland. I think the strikeouts return here for Matz. And I think the Rays, ask him to go as long as he can. They really went after him in free agency. He's been pretty solid for them so far. And I like Steven Matz down here, 15% ownership, 8,200, kind of in that mid-range. Gets you a little away from the super popular pitchers. And I think we see a good, solid outing from Matz. Again, he's not going to, he doesn't have the upside of a Chase Burns, a couple other guys we'll talk about. But I think he's going to be solid. And I think solid on this pitching slate probably going to be enough to keep you in the hunt. I don't think you're going to get buried from a 15, 18 performance that Matz is likely to give you. So I do like Steven Matz, not for upside, but for safety. Matchup doesn't get much better here for Matz. I like that he's pitching at home, and Sundays you kind of sometimes see just like sleepy teams that seem like they didn't really come to play that day. This would be a spot, right? In Tampa, on the road, getaway day. It's early. It's a West Coast team. It would surprise me if this is where the Giants woke up. It just doesn't seem like the spot for them to really get going. No fans in Tampa Bay. It just seems like a spot where Matz could just kind of cruise, right? And when you're the starting pitcher, every day is a big day. You're not sleeping through anything. It's your one day a week you're out there on the mound. So I kind of like Matz to throw a good game here.
I love that. I was going to ask you what you thought of him, and sounds like you're in. I like 8,200. Like you said too, like he probably gets like 15, but the upside with the matchup, maybe the strikeout numbers, which I know he's not a big strikeout guy just in general, but maybe with the matchup, 2 to 4 strikeouts goes to 6 DC, and on DraftKings that's huge when you can bump the strikeouts. So obviously we want to lean, strikeouts a lot of times in DraftKings, because your guy can give up 2 or 3 runs. If they're striking out like 8 guys or 9 guys, they're going to put up a good score regardless or whatever. Obviously on different sites, it's more important to, when you only have one pitcher to get the win and everything like that. But on DraftKings, you do really want guys to have some strikeout upside.
Strikeouts are everything on DraftKings. I mean, it's tough to predict if a pitcher is going to give up 2 or 3 hits in a row. I mean, it's kind of random to give up those couple runs, or if the couple well struck fly balls are going to go over the wall. I mean, obviously we have stuff to try to predict that, but the strikeouts are where you can kind of really dial it in, and that's what gives the big performances, right? You need the strikeouts to put up a big DK score. So I do think Matz gets them here, or at least enough to keep him viable on the slate.
Yeah, I like it. He's definitely going to be my third pitcher here with Burns, Ashcraft, and Matz. And I'll probably just mix and match those 3 in my 3 lineups, which is what I like to do anyway. So, yeah, perfect. Giants are trash, especially the offense. Well, there you go, right there.
They are.
Nicholas, they are trash. P. Lally said Robleski or Matz on FanDuel DC. I assume you're Matz.
I am. Yep. I like Robleski some as a pitcher too, but give me Matz today.
Don Yeezy likes the Ashcraft Matz. Sounds like DC's in on that as well. Is Stats going to do any more shows again? Stats is doing so much right now. We're trying to take stuff off of his plate. So we're not trying to add more stuff to him right now. He's trying to get, just so people know, he's trying to get hubs up for every single sport we have. So that's one project that he's doing right now. So that is where a lot of his time is going to lie, is working on the back end stuff with the site, on top of a few other things. So yeah, no, not as many shows for Stats, but he's in the Discord. I saw him in the Discord this morning. He's in the chats. You can ask him questions in there. He's pretty good about responding to people when they send him DMs and stuff. And don't forget too, if you have, questions about the tools, or you have ideas or something you want him to add or something like that, we have a chat specifically for that, for you guys to give your feedback on the new RPS tools, or stuff you're looking to that you would like to add and stuff like that. Just add Stats in there, ask him your question or give him your idea. He's always very receptive to at least listen to any constructive feedback anyone has about the tools. So it's an awesome thing, all the stuff we're adding on top of everything we already have. And Stats is the leader of that. So we're trying to take stuff off the plate, not add more to old Stats' plate here. So yeah, no, not as many shows for him, unfortunately, but you can get him in the Discord. He's always in there. So all right, DC, that is San Francisco and Tampa Bay here. Let's move to Philly and Miami, where we get another spot where we have one of those 4 very high-owned pitchers in Jesus Luzardo going for Philadelphia here. The lefty coming off of a massive performance here, 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits against in 88 pitches, 8 Ks, DC. Very efficient start for Jesus Luzardo, and he's going up against Chris Paddack here. Paddack for Miami. Paddack is 5,800 for Miami here, DC. What are we doing with this spot? And what are you doing with Jesus Luzardo?
Definitely have interest in Luzardo coming off that dominant start against San Francisco. lefty against San Francisco. So if you want to draw that back to Steven Matz, I think that's, they're different pitchers. Obviously, Luzardo, the more talented arm, but it does kind of show the upside of lefties against San Francisco for a guy like Matz. But yeah, Luzardo, big talent, very inconsistent results. He had that last year. It's kind of a thing with Luzardo. He does return home here, obviously pitched a number of years in Miami and Philly now. So he's comfortable in this park. I believe he's got some pretty good splits over his career, home road, where he's pitched better in Miami than he has on the road. Good pitcher's park in general. And, Miami's been a little better this year, but I do think they profile better against righties and lefties in general. And I think Luzardo could be in for a big performance here. I really like Luzardo. I would certainly add him to the mix. Kind of a tight pitching pool. We're talking about Fried, Burns, Ashcraft, Matz. I think Luzardo is kind of the last guy in for me. I don't think I'm going beyond those 4 or 5 guys I just mentioned. But Luzardo, absolutely on the short list. I don't think I'm playing any Marlins bats against him today. If you wanted to, Lopez, Agustin Ramirez at the top, but not going to be for me. I think Luzardo, the best play in this game. Would recommend against anybody going to Chris Paddock, but you can certainly go to the Phillies power bats. Paddock's got power issues that are not going to go anywhere. That's just going to be a thing for as long as Paddock's around. He's going to give up a lot of fly balls, a lot of home runs. Philly's got the horses to take advantage. Obviously, Kyle Schwarber leading the way. And then, Harper, Brandon Marsh swinging a decent bat early on. Don't have this lineup yet, but presumably those guys will be in there. So, yeah, I think you could stack Philly, but they're more of a place for me to try to pick off a home run bat or two led by the lefties, Schwarber and Harper.
Yeah. I think it's obviously different when you go site to site. I do agree with this. Like if you're playing over on the other site here, Luzardo probably is my favorite of the pitchers. Whereas on DraftKings, I'm going to go more with Ashcraft, Burns, Matz, and then Luzardo 4. But I think he's got the best chance to throw like the cleaner game DC when you can only take one and the win's important too. I like that. I like that a little better. So yeah, I think I would have him kind of on top of those guys if I were looking over there. So good call out. Schwarber 2x, little fit. I mean, Schwarber is an elite one-off, I feel like, on this slate against Chris Paddock. So even if you don't want to stack Philly, he's definitely an elite one-off here to take advantage of. And maybe, like DC said, we'll see what the lineup looks like. Maybe Marsh, some of these other lefties here, depending on what they throw out. Nothing really for Miami, not picking on Luzardo. So I feel like that's easy. 2 more spots left here, and they are 2 of the other best spots on the slate from a hitting perspective. So I'm going to pull back up the weather edge here real quick. And we'll just look at it. And let's start with the Dodgers at St. Louis here. Obviously, you got some wind, 60 miles an hour, blowing out to left center field, 70 degrees, nice and warm here, plus 4.2. It's a elite hitter spot, DC. So this is the first elite hitter spot we have on the Weather Edge tool that we've talked about today, at least from the Weather Edge tool. There's one other spot that I'm pretty sure is elite on this slate that we'll get to next. But what are you doing with Dodgers in St. Louis from a hitter's perspective? I assume you're not playing pitchers, but if you are, maybe the boy Robleski at 8,400. And I don't think anyways you're playing any Dustin May at 6,400, but maybe you are. What do you think?
No, definitely not playing Dustin May. Yeah, I was going to say he's been better this season than I expected, and maybe that's true, but the number is still not good for Dustin May. He just doesn't have too much left. And yeah, this game, I was on the Dodgers-Cardinals game last night. Didn't work out. There were a lot of base runners, but you could tell. I mean, I watched the game. There were a lot of well-struck fly balls that just died in the weather in Busch Stadium. But the weather's flipped. It's much warmer. The wind's blowing out. And I don't have the data to prove this, but I kind of think like when teams play the first 2 games of a series in cold weather with bad wind, and then it flips, right? And then you get a bright, sunny 75-degree day with winds blowing out to center field. I feel like it's just got to be invigorating for the hitters to get out there after playing in those 2 games. So, yeah, disappointed yesterday, but I might be going back to this one, JSU, for bats, especially from the Dodgers side. May allows a ton of base runners. You put on guys all over the bases against the Dodgers in a good home run spot, and you're just asking for trouble. So I think this could go south for Robleski in a hurry. St. Louis bullpen, a little bit worn out as well. Dodgers have been struggling. It's true. I don't think it's going to last too long. As long as this team's healthy, they are going to hit for the most part. We'll see what they put out there for a lineup. I kind of think Rushing will be in there today. Not 100% sure on that, but he's an awesome catcher play. So really good running matchup for the Dodgers as well against the May Pages combination. Dodgers don't have a ton of speed to take advantage of it. Maybe Ohtani, some of the guys at the bottom of the order. But yeah, Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy, always my top 3. Go to Tucker, the catcher, whoever it is, looks good. And Dodgers right up there, I think, with maybe the Yankees. And then we're going to talk about D-backs Cubs next, which is the best spot, I think, on the slate. But I do love the Dodgers. They're expensive. There's some cheaper pitchers we like, so you can fit these guys somewhat reasonably. And then Robleski on the other side, I think a really good real-life pitcher. It's been good 4 starts in a row, worked up to 109 pitches last time out. So Dodgers going to let this guy go and see what he's got. And I think he's going to have a lot of good performances. I don't think this is the spot for him. I think the Cardinals are going to play well here. Beat the Dodgers last night. You know they're going to be pumped up at home to try to take another one from the defending champs. So you're going to just get like locked in hitters, right? Who aren't going to give away at bats here, who are going to be at their sharpest. Doesn't mean they're going to have a big game necessarily, but not the type of team I necessarily want to pick on. And also a pretty good amount of contact-oriented bats in this Cardinals lineup as well. Herrera looks like a pretty good play. I don't really want to play Weatherhold or Burleson left versus left. Herrera Walker, that 2-3 combination against the lefty makes so much sense. I mean, Jordan Walker just he's been incredible, and I don't really think he's going to slow down too much. I'm not sure this is the very best spot for him, but Herrera Walker makes sense, and the full-on Dodgers stack looks really good to me as well.
Yeah, Nicholas saying Dodgers can't hit right now. Well, I'll tell you, Dustin May might be a sneaky key to resurgence here for the old Dodgers and the hitters. Just looking at his numbers against lefties just this year, he might have an issue because the Dodgers got some pretty good lefties here. If they get Rushing out there, obviously they got Ohtani, Kyle Tucker, Max Muncy. This might be a spot for a bounce back Dodger stack, DC. And it sounds like you were hurt by them yesterday, so you definitely need to go back to this game. If you were on them yesterday and now the weather's flipped like it did, you got to just go back in because it's going to kill you if they hit like 7 bombs today and you just don't have any Dodgers.
I'm gonna have some Dodgers, so don't you worry, JSU.
I'm not worried. They look like a really good stack here on the slate, even though they're struggling. I get it. The question is going to be how we rank them, and we got to go to the last game here before we can rank these elite hitting spots. Obviously, we'll do top pitching combos and our top 3 stacks, and then dongs at the end of the show. But let's finish out with Arizona and Chicago here. Another spot on the Weather Edge tool, which just looks like an absolute elite spot for hitting 18-mile-an-hour winds, blowing out to left center field. 60 degrees, another elite hitter spot here on the Weather Edge tool. And we got Matthew Boyd on the mound for the Cubs, 7,700 against Merrill Kelly, 6,800 for the D-backs, DC. Merrill Kelly has really struggled this year, especially the last 2 starts. Negative DraftKings points. He gave up 3 home runs in that game against the White Sox. I mean, what are we doing? We got to be stacking against Merrill Kelly, right? In this elite spot.
Yeah, Kelly's been awful. I mentioned before his last start. I think there's a good chance he's not fully healthy. Diamondbacks kind of just don't have a lot of depth for starting pitching possibility. And I kind of think they brought him back earlier than maybe they wanted to, just kind of reading the tea leaves and his results. Has always had big struggles against left-handed bats, but they've been multiplied this season. He's been bad at everything. The stuff is down, not missing any bats, walking a ton of guys. Has always been a guy you can power hunt with lefties. And this is another game, same as Dodgers and Cardinals, where the weather has completely flipped. We saw a low-scoring game between the D-backs and the Cubs yesterday. I think it finished 2-0, I believe. But that was cold and winds blowing in. I mean, this park went from, minus 30% for runs scored to plus 30%.
It's one of those parks, DC, like you said, it can flip it can go from the best spot for pitching ever to the best spot ever for hitters. So
that's what
quickly.
It did. I mean, that's what it did from yesterday to today. So these Wrigley win games, JSU, I almost always play them. They go absolutely off. I think the total's sitting at 11.5 compared to like 7.5 yesterday, something like that. Kelly, a great target for all these Cubs bats, but particularly the lefties. Bush, Happ, Ballesteros, I think the best catcher play on the slate, assuming he's in the lineup. Absolutely huge power, swinging from the left side. Perfect matchup for him against Kelly. And then Matthew Boyd. This is a bad spot for Matthew Boyd as well. Has not looked good so far this year. A lot of contact. The D-backs against lefties, they have like no strikeouts whatsoever in the lineup. Fried's biggest weakness is to right-handed power. Gives up a lot of fly balls, very high launch angle pitcher. So if you look at the D-backs bats, I mean, how they profile here, like they're not going to strike out. Boyd gives up fly balls and the wind's blowing out, right? So you're getting fly balls from this D-backs lineup. I mean, it's just going to happen, and you don't gotta get all of it when the wind's blowing out at Wrigley. Like, especially to center field, you'll see what look like just average fly balls just carry over the wall into the Wrigley bleachers. So you have to love the D-backs here against Boyd. It's a really, really bad spot. I can't say enough how tough of a spot this is for Matthew Boyd, who is like I think a decent pitcher overall, but this is not the spot for Boyd. You have to love the D-backs here, right near the top for me. Even Big T's favorite player, Nolan Arenado's got to be in the mix. No D-backs lineup yet, but going to be stacked with right-handed bats, all of whom are going to be in play against Matthew Boyd here. I like the Cubs side too, but the D-backs one, especially with the prices. I mean, outside of Carroll and Marte, most of these guys are pretty cheap. I think they're going to do some damage to Matthew Boyd here.
Yeah, this is a full game stack them up, and just watch the home run parade. DC, watch the home run parade at
We're going to see some high scoring DFS lineups today. I think you're going to need to put some points up to be near the top.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the hitting on this slate, but like you said, the good thing about these Sunday slates especially is we normally get a bunch of cheap bats, different guys maybe in the lineup too, so that can change things, but it should be fairly easy for us to fit whatever stack we want to do, even if they do have some expensive stacks. But even the Cubs aren't really that expensive. Yeah, they got a couple bats that are expensive, but like they're not like crazy expensive. You know what I mean? And same thing with the D-backs outside of the top two guys. So the rest of the lineup, you can make it work with those two guys here. So yeah, this definitely seems like a spot. Sounds like you're more in on the Arizona side. If you had to plant your flag on one side or the other, scoring more runs, it sounds like you like Arizona a little more than Chicago, which I think is, I think that'd be a little bit of a different take from the masses, I would say.
Yeah, you're not going to get the D-backs low owned, but I think lower than the Cubs. Yeah, about the same, looks like.
They kind of look like they're splitting each other's ownership, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because the D-backs are lower priced, so it makes sense that they would get higher ownership there. But
what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting, and I don't know which one it's going to be, but you're going to end up getting one of, I think, the Dodgers or the Yankees lower than expected. That's, I think, what's going to happen on this slate. There's going to be 3 teams that end up pretty high owned, and I think one of those 4 teams between the Cubs, I don't think it's going to be the Cubs in Arizona, and so it's going to be one of the Dodgers and Yankees. I think they come in a little lower than expected as a overall team stack.
I think so as well, especially in the single entry stuff. If you're talking like the 121 on DraftKings, I think the ownerships in this Cubs D-backs game in that contest in particular, or, even higher stakes stuff, could be out of control. Like, I don't know, like 40 to 50% on this game, potentially.
Could see it.
You're going to see, I think, a lot of people just stack this game up, right? It's kind of like if you're on one side of it, right? If you know how good of a spot this is for hitting, you're probably going to the other side because both teams have great matchups. So
yeah,
I kind of think
you want that 12 to 10 game. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I kind of think you full send it on this game, play a 5-3 or a 4-4 from both sides, because there's plenty of options for sure on both sides of the ledger here. Or maybe you go somewhere else. And it's not like there aren't other good spots. I mean, we talked about the Dodgers, the Yankees, a couple other stacks as well. So
yeah, I mean, maybe the answer is somehow this game flops and you go Dodgers and Yankees 5-3 or 4-4 or something like that. It's like it's a very interesting slate. A lot of interesting spots here. The pitching spots, we have good pitching on the slate. It's very interesting here the way you go about it. But all right, that's all 8 games. Let's get into our favorite pitching combo, DC. So you got one lineup. Who are the 2 pitchers you're putting in that one lineup?
Let's save a little salary because, if you want to get away from the Cubs and D-backs, which I might end up doing just out of ownership stuff on my main lineup, I think you want to get one of the other high-end stacks, but they're expensive. Both the Dodgers and the Yankees are hard to get to. So I needed to save a little salary. Give me Steven Matz and Braxton Ashcraft as my favorite pitching combination partly for the salary savings. I do think Fried, Burns, and Luzardo, all awesome plays as well.
I love that. You sold me hard on Matz. I'm in on Matz with you. I'll go the Burns Ashcraft though combo right there. The in-game pitcher stack, my favorite as always to go with. All right, DC, top 3 stacks here. How are you ranking your top 3?
I'm gonna go Yankees, Dodgers, and then I'll just say the combined Wrigley Field game. Either side, D-backs, Cubs, both in a great spot. So I guess that's technically 4, but I kind of view the Wrigley game as like one giant stack where if you're playing it, you want all 8 hitters from the game and you just frickin' send it at Wrigley Field, which I do think is a good strategy. But Dodgers and Yankees, I think, are in fantastic spots as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you have the Dodgers and Yankees ahead of the Wrigley game. I'm going to go Cubs 1 because I feel like both sides are splitting what the Cubs ownership would be if like it was just a way better spot for the Cubs. So I'll go Cubs 1, Yankees 2, and then D-backs 3 would be how I'd probably rank them up here, DC. All right, Dongs, top 3. Same thing as we always do. We'll go back and forth, make ourselves a fun parlay here. DC, you start us off. Who you got here for your first dong of the day?
We'll go with one of the cheaper Yankees bats. I believe he's in there. Yeah. Picked him once before, didn't come through, but he's got one today. Jason Dominguez for 3,500.
Jason Dominguez. All right. 4,500 for Jason Dominguez here. I just pulled up the hot sheet, DC. I don't know if you know the hot sheet. It's called the Big T hot sheet on the hub here. Just seeing if the guy I was going to was on the sheet. He is. First one up, Seiya Suzuki. I mean, this dude's been on fire. I know he's a righty. I know we want lefties, but he's going yard. He might go yard twice. I don't care. He's a righty. He's going to get us done. He's going to get it done for us. Suzuki, my first call. All right, DC, who you got next?
I'll take the free Ben Rice square, JSU. This guy does it seemingly every day. I'll stick with another Yankee and go with Ben Rice.
You love doing the double bombs from one team. I noticed that. You love that, which is good because our odds go crazy when you do this in a parlay. So this is good.
I mean, if it profiles for one lefty, it's going to be good for the other two. So,
that's right. That's right. That's right. All right, I'm back up here. You know what? Screw it. I'll go to another Cub. Give me Ian Happ. We'll just go back to Ian Happ. Whenever there's these win games, I feel like Happ always gets it done for us.
He seems like a bit of a win merchant. That's true.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hey, listen, that's okay. I got him on a ton of best ball teams. Give me wind all throughout the year, DC. We'll take the bombs.
Absolutely. I'll go to a little bit off the board here. I'll go to that Rays game, the reverse splits for Tyler Mahle. Talked a lot about him, but Mr. Caminero going to get one for us.
I love that call. That dude's an absolute beast.
Yeah.
Junior Caminero plus 347 here. All right, final one. I'll go to the Dodgers game here. Let's go to the Dodgers. We'll take a Dodger here. I'll go rushing plus 483 DC. They said he's in the lineup. I saw that in chat. Let's take Dalton rushing here to finish us off. 6 bombs. We got Seiya Suzuki, Ian Happ, Ben Rice, Jason Dominguez, Dalton rushing, and Junior Caminero here. $20 pays 131,000 DC. I'd say that's okay. What do you think?
I like that. I hope it hits.
I hope so too, because I just put $20 on it to win 131K.
All right.
All right. Well, there you go. There are the dongs, the favorite stacks, the pitchers, everything like that. What's this guy doing here? He's got a pen. He's eating his pen right now. What's up, Big T?
Just listening to you guys, just sitting here soaking it in, just hanging out, listening to dongs, putting in 20 to win $140 million.
Did you put 20 on it? Did you put it on it?
It never freaking lets me. I wish I could. It always
what do you
lets
mean
me.
It never lets you.
Doesn't let me put 20.
It never lets me. You'll still win a shitload of money.
I always do. Yeah, it always edits it. I think it edits it to where it lets me win like 50 grand or something, whatever that amount is.
Oh, you have like a limit of how much you
can I have no idea where it comes from, but it always, yeah.
It is what 50 grand still okay, Big.
I love it.
Mad.
I mean, I like it for $1, for $5, anything, whatever it gives me, I like it. Especially on days like this where every team's going to score 14.
Oh, dude, it's going to be amazing for baseball here. Bush due, he does kind of seem due here. So chat's given. I like the Jazz call too. If
Bush has been horrible, he's the one guy. Should I put my hex on him? Then what do you guys pick, Bush?
No.
Bush has been terrible.
Yeah, chat was just giving their dongs here. Lone Wolf said Grisham. Powered One says Turang. Chat was just throwing in their dongs. So
there's gonna be a lot of bombs today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who's your favorite offense, Big T? If you had to pick one,
I always side with Wrigley Win.
Yeah,
I'm always
that's
Wrigley
the way
Win.
I'm going to.
I bet the other ones are really good too, though. So I'm not exactly it's totally sold on it. But like Dodgers, I still don't love the park. Yankees will probably roll, but Wrigley for me. And the lineups are now, which helps ownership like a tiny bit.
I think the Dodgers are.
Dodgers, I'm saying Wrigley.
Wrigley. Yeah. Wrigley. Yeah. Yep. So
it is good to see. It is good to see DC easy. I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, for baseball, I think he's right. I think he's right for baseball. King of baseball.
I started listening to the show when I knew JSU was going to make excuses for his boy Pritchard, and I was glad DC held him accountable.
I didn't make.
He got on him, held him accountable.
I was mad. Can I not be mad that my 71?
Yes, you're allowed to be mad.
Can I not be mad? My 71-1 ticket that I dropped for the members in Discord didn't hit.
I was also on that ticket.
Oh,
I had tons of Pritchard action. He pissed me off. I was mad immediately that I didn't have Derek White in all the same spots.
I was just happy that I took him for like the whole line, like over assists, over rebounds, and everything like that. But what I was telling DC, the funniest part was the points was like the one I was the most confident. It was like the first one I plugged in was the 20
How many
points.
times did he even shoot?
In the second half, not
total. He didn't shoot in the first half either.
Yeah, but he shot more in the first than the second. But
he couldn't have had 10 shots. Like, he had to have under 10.
I'm not sure, but if it was a lot in that first half because he did not shoot that much in the second half. It felt very weird that he didn't try to score more, but it is what it is. Big T, are you on to talk hoops, or were you on to just give us your Wrigley take here?
No, I seen you called me, so I figured you wanted me to come on. You're the boss. I don't have to talk hoops.
I I called you because I didn't know if you were hopping on or if I was. So that's why.
For the baseball. I didn't even think about that part.
But we could talk hoops since you're here.
Yeah. I'm sure DC wants to go, though, work on his baseball. Unless he wants to stay around and talk hoops.
I'll bounce out of here. JS, you'll have someone else to talk for an hour about hoops.
You don't want to talk 2-game slate, DC? Have a good one, buddy.
I got baseball stuff to do.
I'll see you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, man. Then there were 2, Big T. All right.
I could have done baseball too. I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
I just didn't know. So I know it's me or you. So I was just like, let me just call him just to just make sure he's not popping.
I thought you were going to ask about basketball. I didn't even think about baseball.
No, and honestly didn't even it didn't cross the old noggin here, the 2-gamer here. But it is 2-game 7s, DC. So
I was coming on to talk about the yesterday too. The freaking Celtics just. Who was because we were on that show the other day when I was giving that Tatum take, people were just shredding me in the chat. I can't remember who. I should have said.
What was the take on Tatum?
Just that he wasn't going to play, and everyone was like, he's going to play. He was only out because it was a blowout, and everyone was making fun of me. I like to keep I need to be more like Mangone and keep my screenshots so I can come back.
You love keeping receipts. Nobody loves keeping receipts.
That's the whole fun. That's why I like doing this stuff. That's the fun of it. When people make fun of you, you come back, and then when you're wrong, they make fun of you. It's got to go both ways.
Well, that's and that's true because you do get some shit on Twitter and on the shows and stuff. So
and this was one take that not many people agreed with me. Like even yesterday at the Derby party, everyone's like, he's going to play. I'm like, they pulled him out to the locker room because he went to the locker room the game before they pulled everyone. Like he looked like he was hurt to me.
Didn't they say calf and then all of a sudden
it was knee or something, and
I'm
the whole thing was weird.
Yeah, it's very, very odd, but either way, I was with
you. Like is he trying to get fired, do you think?
No,
guys just like really that, weird.
Guys like that, I think they think they can do anything they want. It's like
just start whoever you want.
Yeah, like this lineup hasn't played together all year. All year, Big T. This lineup hasn't played together, and he's like, let's do it. Let's roll it out there. And the best part was one of the first offensive possessions, Jaylen Brown drives, and then he doesn't look. He just throws the ball to the corner, thinking that there's a player there. And there is nobody on that side of the floor, Big T. Everyone was on the other side of the floor, the whole line. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, these guys haven't played together all year. Makes sense.
That's every freaking team, though. Like that, whoever the donkey was that wasn't in the corner. Like even in high school, you always have 2 guys in the corner.
Oh, I'm not saying
right or wrong. The other guys suck. Like I still don't get it. And why I don't get why you don't start Pritchard either. Like I know he's a bench
did it
guy.
In the second half, it didn't make sense. But like the Sixers are like, oh, so we have 3 guys out there that we can just let shoot. Like
3 guys that aren't even like rotation pieces.
No. And then Hugo Gonzalez gives him that energy in the first half. But like
he wasn't one of the starters though.
No, and he's also like kind of handicapped offensively because he doesn't really do much offensively. He's just a hustler type of guy who I do love. And I think he's very young. Like, he's going to develop, but he's just like, his offensive game is just very little. And he's out there jacking corner threes at one point. I'm just sitting, I'm like, what, why? You know what I mean? Why are we doing that? Don't just settle. The shot clock is at 20 and we're settling for a corner three, or they're in transition, Big T. And instead of attacking the hoop, they're throwing it out to a guy like Hugo for a corner three. And I'm sitting there. Why? I get it. If it was Derek White or Pritchard or Brown, you're throwing it out. Why is Brown throwing it to them in transition? Didn't make any sense. Like a lot of
the whole thing was just so freaking weird, and it was weird. Everything about it, like the spread still being 3.5, 4.5 type thing was weird. I was like, why is Boston still favored? And then after everything that happened, Boston still probably should have won the game in the fourth quarter. They were all the way back in it, and they just couldn't make a shot, which always happens to Boston. I mean, they were literally, it was tied or a 1-point game, and they missed like their next 14 shots, it felt like.
They went absolutely cold, yeah.
After everything that happened. So what does that say about Philly? Like, man, it's what a weird playoffs.
Well, you got to remember too, the Philly offense was cooking in the first quarter and kind of in the first half. Yeah. And then they hit a wall, and Embiid got like, I don't know what was going on, but they had him like stretched out like fully. They had his legs going one way, his arm going the other. I don't know if he was cramping or I have no idea. And then he got like someone pushed Keita into his knee, and then someone else fell into his knee. And I think it kind of hurt their offense a little bit, because in the beginning they were just running it through Embiid, and Embiid was getting whatever he wanted, whether it was passing it out to a wide open teammate or getting those mid-range bunnies or getting layups at the hoop. Like, he was just doing everything. And then it felt like, Boston maybe made a few adjustments and it kind of threw them off a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what happened. But then Maxey just said, "Give me the ball."
Finally.
Finally.
Why was he not doing it quicker? There's no rim protection.
No rim protection at all. Like, especially that lineup when Keita got that foul and they went to that small lineup, Big T, where Hugo was the 5. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, this ain't going to work. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Boston had a chance, like, at the end of the game.
The whole thing was so weird. The whole dynamic of everything was so weird to me.
I posed this question when DC and I were talking about it for a real quick second, but if you just go and look at the futures and you go to like conference and you look at the Eastern Conference, you got the Knicks at plus 120, Pistons at plus 340, Cavs at plus 400, the Sixers are plus 550, and then Magic at 40-1 and Raptors at 60-1. Who would you take here if you had to bet a team to win?
You're gonna hate my take because you like the long shots, but I think it's got to be the Knicks. I mean, I just think it's their time. They just playing. They're peaking. Like, you want to peak this time of year. They're peaking, and everybody else is dying. I mean, who knows what Embiid's status? He's not making it through the playoffs. Like, there's no way. He falls all over. His knees are getting falled into. Like, I don't like the take. I'm not going to bet it. Like, I'm not going to go in there and bet the Knicks at plus 120, but I think they're going to win the East. And I'm pretty confident they're going to win. I probably should bet it because I am pretty confident they got everything rolling for them. They're peaking at the right time.
Okay, so you're going the Knicks.
I mean, I don't really even, like, when you name those teams, I don't feel like anyone has a chance to beat them.
Well, if Franz was healthy, I would definitely take.
But he's not. I mean, you watched that team the other night. They freaking missed 23 straight shots.
I mean, they're another team. They're another team that their offense is just
so bad.
It's so bad for stretches. It's insane.
They're not winning 4 games over. Well, and Franz is hurt anyway, so like that part, he's not coming back, is he?
I feel like they get the better draw though, going up against.
Well, they definitely get a little time to recoup, and and they get a better.
I mean the matchups, like you're going to get the Cavs or the Raptors. Like I'd prefer that over the Knicks. Even the Sixers, I think, could give those guys problems because of the kind of their team and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, even the Sixers went cold. Like
we just talked, they barely beat that Celtics team. I mean, they're fine. I mean, it's a 2-horse race. That we've done the playoffs now for 12 years together talking about this stuff. It feels like this is the most boring playoffs as far as setup I've ever seen. Like you got two teams. It's that Western Conference Finals is going to be amazing though. You got two teams. I mean, we got these two series starting in the West. They're both going to be 5 tops. I mean, you're looking at a really boring run out. You just are, and these East teams aren't any good. I mean, I don't know. It kind of sucks because I love the playoffs. I wish there's too many injuries, like so many guys out. Like if Ant and all those Minnesota guys were healthy, that would at least be a pretty exciting series.
At least they'd have a puncher's chance against
because they're going to fight,
right?
But San Antonio's going to fight too, so they're not going to just roll over like Denver did.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I do think they would have like a better chance.
I think they could win it even if they had Ant and everyone healthy.
Of course,
because they're tough and they can defend, and the Spurs can go cold too.
And like you said, it would be like a battle series where like the games would be close. It wouldn't be
entertaining.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the series though where one side's getting blown out and then the next game the other side's getting blown out and you just go. I think it'd be like close games almost all the way around.
Knicks versus Lakers. The only thing I would love the most is if LeBron shoved it up just to watch. Just to watch him have to come on this show.
Nothing
talk about 41-year-old.
Nothing
LeBron.
would make me sicker and puke into my cup of coffee more.
Watch game 1 when Chet goes down, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh God, here we go."
I mean, again, though, like if Luka was healthy and LeBron wasn't 41 trying to carry a team, like
Houston should be embarrassed. Like Houston, Durant, now all these rumors that my Denver Nuggets, you want to talk about me getting off if they trade for Durant, I will legitimately like hate my life.
Why would you trade for someone who's just going to talk shit on a burner account about the guys he doesn't like on your team? Like, I can't be doing that.
I could not imagine trading for Kevin Durant.
Imagine though, like how fractured you're talking about your professional teammates who all have egos. Do you think they're just going to get over that when they find out? Like they're not going to get over that.
And why are you doing it anyways?
Yeah,
I don't get. He's had a weird tone ever since the Golden State days. Like, hasn't done anything. Trash talked everyone. Trash talks fans. I
just don't think he can handle the heat. He gets so much heat from fans. He always has, and I think he tries to play it off and give it back on Twitter sometimes. But it's just got to get to him. I think more than he lets on. Like in general, it's got to get to him because. He's very odd. Like for someone as talented as he is, like, dude, you don't have to respond to just random people on Twitter, like just saying stuff out of pocket.
You shouldn't even read anything. Like there's going to be so many haters. There's so many people that love him too.
Dude, he's like one of the most skilled scorers we've ever seen ever in basketball. You should just laugh. You know what I mean? He has a championship, whether that's, Golden State, obviously, or not. JSU puking in warm water, make it a little warmer. Hey, I got my iced coffee right here. It's the only thing you put ice in is coffee. Shout out to Duncan's right there.
Shout out to Duncan.
Give a little Duncan's plug right there. All right. Dunkin' Donuts gotta love it. But yeah, no, that game, I already said it. Like, I just don't understand the game plan. It's pretty much like two guys the whole fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden you try, getting other people involved at the end of the game when they haven't touched the ball in 15 possessions, Big T. It's not going to work out well when they're not at least in the offense. And that's kind of, in my opinion, what happened to the offense in general. I mean, Jaylen Brown and they tried to take over, but man, they took some. I know they made a lot of tough shots, but they took some really tough shots that they missed.
Boston, it's the Boston life.
Yep.
It's the Boston way. It's what they've done. When they make all those shots, they look great. When they miss them, they look terrible. And yeah.
Yep.
I was disappointed with Pritchard too, though. In the first half, I didn't think he was aggressive enough. I had all the bets on him too.
I think he was very passive. Didn't you feel like he was
Very
overly passive?
I don't know if that could have been the game plan too. Like
Could have been.
Not there, but man, he was frustrating.
Who
They have
knows?
all those bets on him. It was frustrating.
Who knows? Maybe Missoula was telling him like to try and get everyone involved, and because it did feel like that. It did feel like he was getting in the paint and like to his spots. Normally those are his spots, and then instead of like taking advantage of it, he just was trying to feed other guys. It was very odd. So So we back to trading Brown. No, I don't think you trade Brown. I don't think so. So I mean, Tatum comes back next year. He's healthy. Brown, you still have a good team that in this East is gonna compete. Like
that's one of the reasons they sat him yesterday. Is I mean, if he went out there yesterday and he somehow did it again with the other leg, I mean, they couldn't live with that. So
the problem was for Jason Tatum, he wanted to come back this year because the team was rolling. He knew they had a chance in this East, and he probably came back too soon. And that tells you everything you need to know.
And they were playing him like crazy minutes. Someone posted it on Twitter, and it was like,
well, they were trying to ramp him. They were trying to ramp him up for the playoff minutes, for his normal playoff minutes. And it's just like, the body can't handle that type of.
It makes it look. You respect him coming it back, but in like hindsight, you wish that he probably just sat out the whole year and just because no one would have said anything if he just sat out like all these other guys did. All the other guys did.
Yeah,
Boston probably would have won the series too if he never came back. As crazy as that sounds, because they would have been used to just playing that way. Still, he came back and kind of disrupted it, and he would have been healthier right now. Like he wouldn't have all these injuries.
Yeah, Boston will reload; they'll be fine. But it does feel like he shouldn't have. I'm sure he just saw how good honestly, I bet you the plan originally was for him to sit out the whole year. But the team was just playing so well and they had such a good record. He's like, oh, man, if I just push myself a little bit more, I can get back in time this year. So I'm glad. Hopefully he avoided doing more detriment to his body by sitting out and not getting seriously hurt. We don't even know how hurt he actually is. Like I said, they said calf and then they said knee. And
I do think it's precautionary, but I think that they're definitely worried about it.
Yeah, but they're worried about it enough to where it was overused. You know what I mean? Which is not good. So, hopefully everything's all right. But Philly gets it done. Philly did the job. And Embiid, I give Embiid a lot of shit, but he was friggin' awesome, especially yesterday. He just absolutely
tilts me so hard watching him. He gets every call
because he falls every time someone touches him. That's why.
It's literally so many calls. It's so frustrating.
If I was a coach, I would tell my team, if Joel Embiid is near the basketball for a defensive rebound, do not pursue the ball, because every time Boston would pursue an offensive rebound and Joel Embiid was first sixer to the ball, he ends up on the ground because right when he feels you near him, he's just going to fall. That's what he does every single time. I was just watching it. I'm going, there's Keita again, just putting his arm in. Joel Embiid just moving his body right into it and going to the ground. So, but Jaylen Brown also flopped a lot too. So there was a lot of flopping going on, but it is what it is. So it makes it hard to know when there's charges though. Like Kelly Oubre, I thought took a really good charge in that game. And they didn't call it. It's just like it's too much flopping going on. But You want to talk about these 2 games here real quick? 2 game 7s for you. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Orlando and Detroit. First game up in Detroit here. Cade Cunningham looks like a very healthy projection here, and you can't argue with it with the minutes and everything like that Cade's been playing. Look at those minutes right there when you pull up the NBA playoff hub. I mean, 44 in game 5, 42 in game 6. Big T, if this game is relatively close the whole way, this dude's going to play like 46 minutes.
Yeah, he will definitely play. And Tobias Harris, just like we talked last game, he just keeps playing right these minutes, high 30s production, low 6Ks. Clearly the number 2 guy. I mean, clearly, I say clearly, there's not even like a – when you look at this roster sucks. I don't know how they're the 1 seed when I just look strictly at this. It says how good Cade is. They're a good regular season team, but man, I know Duran's technically their second best player. In the playoffs, he's definitely.
You remember that year Memphis was like really good in the regular season, and we all said like Memphis was the easiest like team to fade in the playoffs or whatever, and they go out there and put up like a stinker and stuff and everything like that. Kind of feels like that in a way where it's like
that roster was better than this roster too.
We all knew it wasn't like real.
Yeah, and now look at Memphis. It's not even a constructed anymore. Like the whole team is.
It's all destroyed, broken up.
I just like you look at this roster. You start Duncan Robinson. I mean, the other 4 are fine. You get to the bench, it's just bums.
The other 4 are fine, but it's not like a great combo for 4. Like Tobias Harris, Oscar Thompson, Jalen Duran, and Cade Cunningham's not like this elite 3-point shooter. So it's like that's a tough 4 to have together. Honestly, it's impressive that they made it this far.
And Cade is a good guy too, as far as like the hardened mold, where the more usage he can get, the better he is. He's one of those guys. Like I don't think he'd be as good without the ball in his hands. Like a lot of the key guys, LeBron in his prime, all these guys need the ball. Like he needs the ball.
Like
he's gonna have the ball.
Could have the ball, could not have the ball. Be running like Steph Curry.
Yeah, like he doesn't. He better without the ball.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can give him the ball, you can not give him the ball, and he would be elite either way. Whereas, like, if you just put Cade and relegate him to like a wing, he's not as good, at all.
Yeah, and I just so right away, those are the 2 for me on the Detroit side. Cade, Tobias. I mean, Duran just keeps tempting people, but I'm just holding my belief. He doesn't have a 30-point game in the series, really not even all that close to upside. He's even had 30 minutes in some of these games. Can't play him. I mean, Duncan Robinson going home, more of a condom play. I guess you could play him. He's going to play a ton of minutes. Maybe he shoots good at home. I don't – it is a 2-game slate. You can definitely play Duncan at 4K. He's going to play a lot of minutes. Maybe he'll probably make shots at home. I mean, both these games are 8.5-point spreads. You got to think, after everything that happened, I will be stunned if Orlando gets off the mat and, like, plays good enough to win today. They totally blew that game.
We didn't even talk about how they just absolutely –
I don't even want to talk about it because it was so painful.
I mean, that was horrible collapse. I mean, we talk about Boston collapse.
Not only did they collapse, they didn't even cover. They didn't anything. It was like all out destruction. Like just hurt my feelings. I've never seen a team miss that many shots in a row. Yeah. Let's look at Orlando now that you talk about it, though. So Orlando, I mean, Paolo, you talked about it 2 games ago. He made all his shots. He didn't make anything last game. I don't know what the exact percentage, but, man, he was bad. He missed a lot of open ones.
20%.
Bain was bad. All of them are bad. Look at this. Horrible.
Like
horrible.
Man. He was 0 for 9 from 3 after going 6 for 11. I told you. I said that the dude was hitting step-back threes in that game 5. Like, that shit does not happen day in and day out for Paolo Banchero. Like, it just – he did everything else, though, right, Big T? Like, he got rebounds. He got assists. Yeah. Like, you look at his
still solid. It's just, man. I mean, Detroit scored 93 points and won by 14
and
when they were down 25.
And I'll tell you right now, Detroit is totally fine with Paulo Banchero shooting 9 to 11 threes in a game. They
Most of them are
are
wide
okay.
open too. On top of it,
Yeah, well, because they want that. I'm sure one of the parts of the game plan is like make him a long range shooter.
yeah. I mean, so just eyeballing this Orlando team. Man, I'm not eager to play any of these guys. I mean, 9,300 is expensive. 7K is expensive. I do like Wendell, but it's on the road and not any upside, I don't think. I mean,
No.
he had a 41 and a 36 and 39, so he clearly has some. I just don't know in this spot. Suggs, I mean, Suggs is like the random guy, though, that he shoots so bad that I could see him like having a good shooting game at some point and like just making a few shots. He's been so bad, but there's no one on this team that I feel like I have to have. I mean, we talked about Kane. He played pretty good last game and still only had 15. Goga, just because of his price, I think on a 2-gamer, he's going to play 13 minutes. He's going to get somewhere in here. So I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. Maybe Wendell gets in foul trouble on top of it. I don't think he's the worst play ever. Hopefully this next game, hey, let's look at the next game because hopefully the next game has some better plays. Both spreads are pretty high. Cleveland going back home. So Mobley, it was the Mobley game last game. He was awesome on both sides of the ball too, but look at these minutes. Mitchell. So Mitchell's had 4 straight horrible games. Are they just clamping him with these defenders? I mean, 4 straight.
You got to remember
after game 2. So here's a bad take I had. Remember after game 2, how solid I was? Look at that after the game 2. I mean, look at those 4 games. That is brutal.
Toronto's tough because they do have a lot of length. They got a lot of versatile defenders here that can do a lot of different things. So that it does make them like a tough, team from that standpoint here. Another game where the team who won, I thought like shouldn't have won. Like Toronto, I thought got very lucky at the end of that game.
Very lucky. I mean, more than lucky.
That shot was insane. I mean, that thing bouncing up like that and going straight in, like that's crazy. I still can't believe that shot went in.
We got one question too from Jason. You okay playing 5? After looking at the Orlando pieces, I definitely like the Detroit pieces more. And again, it's a 2-game slate. So I'll answer this question after we look at these pieces, but just off the top of my head, I'm okay with Detroit for sure. I don't love it, but it's a 2-game slate with a lot of guys that I'm not going to love. So Detroit is probably my favorite side of because I like Detroit more than Cleveland.
Is Detroit your favorite side overall? I don't think it's my favorite side overall.
It's not?
Like in the slate? No, definitely not. Toronto's the best side, I think, of the day. No. I mean, BI was in a walking boot. I assume he's out. I don't know if that's like official yet, but I assume he's not playing. Still no Quickly. My boy CMB played 40 minutes, Tony. I mean, like you start realizing these teams are slowly realizing who are their guys that they're just running with. You got Jamal Sheed, who's played like 33, 34 minutes the last 2 games. Jacob Walter is playing a very solid role. I mean, like 43 minutes last game. 4,100 or 4,900. I know he can't keep up like the production he's doing probably, but that just seems solid. 43 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of minutes. So we're talking 40 minutes for some of the role players, Big T, on top of RJ getting 43 and Scotty Barnes playing 48. How are you not like cool with that? Like, I mean, it's not a team where like Detroit, for example, Cade Cunningham probably plays 46 minutes tonight, 44 to 46 minutes tonight. I can't say that for their like role guys though. You could say that, like you can legitimately say for the role guys, they could get 40 minutes here. That's pretty good. And then you got 4K Podol, whose role is consistent to 20 minutes ish on the floor. It just seems like they are They are strictly going to a very heavy, 6 guys in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it. I mean, Walters made a bunch of shots.
It sounds like you don't like it.
I mean, it's a 2-game slate. You're gonna have to like stuff.
No, it just sounds like you don't like it as much as the other the Detroit side, which is fine.
No, I mean, like Scotty's been awesome. I definitely don't like RJ Barrett on the road at 7,700, even with overtime last game. I mean, I don't know. I like Murray Boyles, but I still don't think he has the upside. I know we have different definitions of upside. 36 is obviously good. I mean, that's with the extra production, though. This is going to be the chalky side of the slate, too, Toronto. I don't know. Just I feel contrarian. Walters made every shot. What happens when he misses some shots? Both spreads are 8.5, too, so you got an 8.5-point dog. The one guy that I do feel like is tough to bust is Scotty. He's just been really good. He does so much on the floor. They don't really have a matchup for him either. He's too big for the guards. He's too little for the wings.
Playing 48 minutes last game. Like, did you
overtime? Like, yeah, I get it. He's playing a lot.
Though, they played him 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, like 43 minutes is a ton. He might get the Cade. He might play 46.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the highest owned for sure on the slate, how good he's been. And I like him. He's the one guy that I can fade RJ. I can fade Boyles. I can fade Walter. I can definitely fade Sheed. The only one I struggle to fade is Scotty.
Problem is he's the highest priced guy, so you're going to need some cheapies with it.
And on a 2-game slate, especially 2-game sevens, where these games are going to play tight. 2-game sevens. If there's ever been a slate, I'm okay like playing a few weird guys like Sandro. Tell me Sandro couldn't be like the random guy that pops. He played, I know he's 13, 15, 14, but what happens when someone gets in foul trouble? He's been pretty solid, and there's not all that much risk in his price. There's not that much risk. You need some value. And another thing that's nice about him, it gives you like full leverage off of some of these other guys getting in foul trouble or having a bad game. On the road, maybe it's just going bad. They need a little momentum shift. I know I'm speaking more in tournament terms and like the big tournament, $20 or whatever it is, but I kind of like Sandro the more I'm like looking at it and thinking about it. Yeah, like Isaiah Stewart type, if like Duran gets in foul trouble, like a Sandro, like a Goga as well. Yeah, I mean, I know the minutes are the issue. I get it. Like, yeah.
So, but we talked about it, like I talked about it with Max Struss on that one slate where he only scored like 17 fantasy points at 4,400, but he was on the winner. Sandro with like 15 could be on the winner at 3,500. Like he doesn't need to have 25 minutes. Everyone wants, obviously like 25, 30 fantasy points from all their guys, right, Tony? Like especially even the cheap guys. We all want, 5, 6x, whatever it is, 7x. That's not always what you need though, is the point to take down a tournament, because it's also based off the slate. And you're saying these games play tight, but they are 7.5, 8-point spreads.
By tight, I mean score wise, not spread wise.
Well, I'm just saying though, what happens when game 1, Detroit wins by 20? Like 30.
Easily could see Detroit win by 20 because Orlando has to be shook.
It's a lopsided game.
Yeah.
Right. And then the late game plays, or vice versa. The first game plays super tight, and then Cleveland blows the doors off Toronto, and it's over. And that's where your Sandro build, maybe he does see extra minutes in like a game like that. You know what I mean? Where they're just trying to search for something. Or maybe
these are the plays I love too, though, because even if he doesn't get extra run,
he's still okay.
Okay. Like any of these 3 games are okay. Like 19's obviously great. 16, like if you told me right now he gets 16 at 16.75, I would play him for sure. Like I love locking in 3,500 on this slate because I want to play Scotty. I want to play. I mean, I have to play Cade. I can't not play Cade on this slate. I can't not play Scotty probably at these minute numbers. I mean, his worst game of the whole series was game 1, which is what it is. But every other game, he's gotten better. Yeah, I mean, you got to get creative on these 2 gamers too. It's the one thing I think we do better than most at Run Pure, where just get a little creative. Find some reason not to just, because if you go in and just play the projections, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna min cash if you do. Probably not gonna win. Get creative, and you always say it, like fade a team. Like, what if you just fade? People aren't gonna fade Toronto, but they're a road dog. Like, I mean, you just gain. What if they get blown out and weird guys come in, or what if Sandro's your only Toronto guy? Just weird stuff. Like, it's like showdown rules. Game 7s too. You never know when buttholes just get tight and things don't go good. Like, I don't know. The Cleveland side, let me bounce back to the Cleveland side. It's even harder though, because I'm not gonna like Mobley really. Mobley played so good the other day and got 51.
I like Schroeder at 3,200.
I'm still scarred from freaking K Fallick just making fun of me. I love Schroeder.
I mean, he's 3,200. Like he's the exact same situation. And in a game 7, he could play himself into 20 minutes if he's playing well. He's a veteran. Teams will lean on veterans at times if they need a little spark too. Who knows? Maybe Toronto jumps on them and they're looking for something, and maybe Schroeder comes in and gives them a little punch like he did 2 games ago. Like, that could easily happen here. And if not, at the low, he probably plays like 12 minutes and more like 15 or 16. So
look at the bench guys from Cleveland, though. Look at these minutes from the bench guys. Dean Wade at 3,600, well into the 20s minutes every game. Jalen Tyson only 3,100, 16, 21, 13. Look at this bench. Even Sam Merrill is playing 18 to 23 minutes the last 3 games.
Yep.
You want to talk about some stabs on a 2-game slate? Why not? Maybe you play the studs. I'm just talking straight tournament builds because that's what people want. Maybe you just jam the first game, and a build is you play some like Sandro plus a few bench pieces here. Maybe you root for blowout in the second game. This is how you get creative rather than just play just the most obvious plays. I actually really like the Schroeder. Just think about that though. Like, just say we go with that build and you want to stack the first game. You play Cade, you play at shooting guard. You can play like, I can't play Bane, but just say Duncan Robinson, even 4K at small. Play the best person at each position. So small forward, Osser. Even though we don't love Osser, he's been getting a ton of minutes. Power forward, Paolo. You want to play Tobias too if you're doing this route. Even after all that, you're still at 4,300 a piece. So then at center, maybe you play. I mean, who do you like more, Duran or Wendell at center?
Duran's
probably Wendell. He's only 900 more than Wendell now.
Probably Wendell.
You still like Wendell more? I probably do too, but for the so just for argument's sake, like you can play. Is that all 5? That's all 5 starters from Detroit plus Paolo. It leaves you with, so you won't have enough to do it that way. Plus, you probably want one more person out. But say you played Schroeder at 3,200, it leaves you with Tyson. So you could play like a Tyson and Schroeder as your 2 guys in the second game. That's a build that could win a tournament, though. I'm not saying like it's the most optimal or anything. I'd probably rather one more Orlando too. So Wendell's probably actually the play, like Paolo and Wendell. So you go 4 and 2. Who's your second favorite Orlando guy besides Paolo? If you were ranking Orlando,
probably Anthony Black.
He like scarred me last game, but I like him too.
He's not. I mean, he's not like he's gonna have bust games. Like he's gonna be hit or miss, but he's gonna play. They just don't have guys. He has to play. They don't have main guys,
and he like helps the build a little bit too, because you could like play him over Duncan Robinson, who doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Let me see what it does if you do that.
I think the other guy that fits the build would be Tristan Da Silva at 3,400.
Yeah, and he's eligible at both forwards too.
Yep.
He can shoot it a tiny bit too when you start talking
And
about
they
like
need shooting. Like
it's not amazing. I'm using that loosely, but he is kind of a shooter.
And 2 games ago, when you see the 16 minutes for the same situation, he did get in foul trouble early, I think in the first half, at which I do think maybe played a role in him not getting to 20 minutes. I think the plan might have been getting him 20 minutes, honestly, the way that game was going. But he did hit some foul trouble, I think. I'm pretty sure in the first half. So, yeah, maybe the 20 minutes is more sticky, Tony. Like he got 23. I'd probably put him in that 18 to 20 minute. They just don't have shooters. Like they don't. Suggs is so streaky. Bane's the only one that can shoot, but he takes some tough shots. Paulo is streaky as hell, and I wouldn't classify him as a shooter. They don't have Franz. Jamal Cain is really not like a shooter at all. Wendell, he's only taking wide open three. Like you just go look at who they're playing, Big T, and it's like, who's a shooter? Anthony Black's not a shooter. Yeah, he can get hot randomly one game, but he's not a shooter at all. They just have this style of player, and I feel like they're all kind of the same mold, even if they're a little different. Like they're all very similar. Like they all are just streaky as hell. That's why they have quarters like that, though, where they score 4 points or whatever it is.
Just looking at the roster too, like with Paolo being 93 and Scotty being 92, like Paulo's going to be pretty low owned for a 2-game slate.
Yep.
I'm trying to talk myself into the whole Orlando bounces back build just because of those value guys for Cleveland, where you talked about Schroeder. I like Schroeder, but all those bench guys on the screen are playable, and you got one from each position, plus Sandro's only center. I don't love center on the slate too. Like, who's your ranking centers? Like, you got Mobley, I don't love. Duran, I don't love. Wendell, I like how he's played, but I don't love it. 5,800. Boyle, I like Boyle.
CMB, Podol, Stewart.
I'm done with freaking Podol though. Like I was so sold on. He's like such a noodle play.
Yeah, he is such a noodle play, but on this slate, they all are kind of noodle plays.
I think like Goga's like just as much as a noodle for 3,100. Like I can save 1,000.
The problem with Goga is he's not gonna shoot enough, I think.
But he's 3,100. Like you just get.
I'd rather Sandro. I know Sandro's gonna at least shoot when he's out there.
Sandro has an upside too if he like just catches some extra. And Sandro's leverage off some of those Toronto pieces.
Correct. He's leverage off of Podol.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I mean you might have uncovered it. But center does suck. Center, 2 guard. I mean, those are rough positions, man.
The shooting guard and the center are really bad because shooting guard, I mean, you're looking at Black. I mean, Donovan's been bad. I can't pay $7K for Bane under any circumstance. Walter, I know he's been really good, but he's up to 4,900 now.
I think I got to play either Anthony Black or Walter. Maybe Sam Merrill would be the punt.
Sam Merrill's like an interesting. I wonder what it gets you if you play. Like he's just his play. He keeps playing 18+ minutes.
Yeah,
and he's at home. What if he's the guy that makes shots?
He could at home. He definitely could.
I'd say Merrill might like actually be the play for.
I mean, there's not many plays, so you can only take too many.
And you just can't get hurt by 3,400. You just can't. It can't hurt you, especially when you know he's playing 18+ minutes. Like it just can't hurt you that much.
Which he is. So I mean.
These are why I love 2-game slates, by the way, though. You can get way more creative than when you just go in and run projections. Like, you can get super in the weeds with this stuff. And you got blowouts. You got some guy gets hot in game 7s. Which random guy gets hot? Why can't it be Sam Merrill come in and hit 3 threes or something, 4 threes?
Definitely can. Yeah.
Schroeder, why can't Schroeder come in for foul trouble as the veteran and get things going?
I wish he was 2 guard, man. I wish him or Sheed were 2 guard. Just give me a couple more. I wish he wasn't just point guard, but yeah.
I like Schroeder way more than she, and it pisses me off every game I watch when they just keep calling him Shed on
I can't
Amazon or
stand
whatever.
that.
It's
I
over
can't.
and over. It's the same dude every time. But I can't do it with him. He's too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I like Schroeder a ton too, so I'm
I
fine
wonder if there's a build that you can fit to get even more creative. A build that so like if you're just looking at projections, hold on, let me pull up our projections. If you're just looking at our projections, if you fit, does it get more creative instead of teams? Like I was looking at teams, but what if you play Cade, Scotty, and Paolo? What does it leave you with, and what positions? So if you
I don't
play
know, but
Cade,
I just built a team and it fits like a glove with a bunch of our cheap guys with all three stuff. It's like such an easy.
Cade, Paolo, Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, you got to punt with a few, but
That's what I want to though, because I don't necessarily love the mid range,
it fits like a absolute glove here.
and it gets you off a lot of the.
I got to make sure I put it in so I don't forget. I got to enter this thing before I forget. Yeah, that team is good, right? Because we want that, right? When Goga's out there, he's so productive. When you watch the game, is he though? Like last game he was, but go watch the other games. Like he's really
Goga.
not. Yeah.
I feel like I mean, again, we're basing this on a 3K guy, though. I feel like he's productive when he's out there for a 3. He's at least like around the ball. Other times when you play a 3K guy,
well, he is around the ball because they put him at the top of the key, and they don't guard Goga at the top of the key, so he is free to kind of dribble or hand off pass, do that type of shit, and then roll. So yeah, I mean. He's definitely. I'm just saying, like, he's not a part of the offensive game plan. Everything he's gonna get has got to be like him getting to it himself off of other shit, off of rebounds, just easy buckets. But yeah, he is cheap.
one thing that's annoying too is Paolo, Barnes, and Tobias are all power forward and not small forward. Like,
See, the key is you can't play Tobias in my lineup. That's the key.
I think Tobias is super solid, but you definitely don't. It goes to my point I keep making on these shows, but I know he's 6,600. I know high 30s is good. If he gets 38, it's good, but it doesn't just totally blast the slate either. Like it doesn't.
The funny part is Tobias is CMB if CMB got 40 minutes a night.
Yeah.
If I told you, so
I also
CMB,
think that Tobias is clearly the number 2 option. He's not the number 2 option.
Who, CMB?
You think he's the number 2 offensive?
No. He's probably number 3.
That would be the only difference with that. But he does more besides Tobias in other areas too.
Yeah, I just meant from a minutes perspective. Like if I told you both guys are getting 40, you're probably like, oh, both guys probably get 35, 40, somewhere in that. Maybe Tobias has a little higher of a ceiling because he'll shoot more if they need him to.
If he was small forward, I would 100% play him, but he's not. So like it makes it harder if you're going with the all stud build. The good part about the all stud build too, they're all going to play a ton of minutes for sure. So you're getting the 3 best players with huge minutes, and then you just make it work. And so many of the tournament wins we've had over the years are when you just force it in like this, which pushes you on to other uncomfortable plays and gets you off some of the other chalky plays. So it's almost like fading a game in its own way. I wish there was one more. Like, who's your 4th favorite play? Just overall, your 4th favorite guy.
After Scotty?
After the 3 studs, like who would be the next just guy you just like?
Any price or like in general?
No, yeah, any price. Just your favorite next guy. Like who's your next favorite dude at any price? Preferably like shooting guard or small forward. Or center for that matter, I guess. Well, basically anything but a power forward.
I like RJ more than you because Scotty, even though he has been scoring, he's still like a playmaker type guy. So having like a true scorer next to him kind of makes sense. And Jacob Walter has been that guy. But like what happens when he goes cold? like RJ is going to have even more opportunities, and he's been really freaking good with the opportunities he has had. 19, 22, 21 shots his last 3 games. Look at it, 12 3-point attempts too. I mean, that probably sticks. They probably need him to shoot the ball that many times. So, I mean, he's definitely someone I like. But if we're just talking cheapies, I mean, I like De Silva. Orlando doesn't have shooting. I think they need him out there because he's one of their better shooters, which is saying something, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just playing around with it and trying to see some of the, like, how is De Silva a better play than like Jalen Tyson though? Just because they need his shooting more?
I think that De Silva has a chance to play more than 16 minutes like he did last slate where he got 23. I don't know if Jalen Tyson has that type of upside. Maybe he does. He did play 21 in the game a couple games ago. Maybe he
I was
does
just comparing like Jalen Tyson to Schroeder just because he's small forward and like the minutes are similar. His production's even more consistent. He probably doesn't have as much upside as Schroeder though, but he's 3,100 and he's forward. Like I don't see a ton of small forward's bad, man. Like it's
Travis says, what about Javonte Green for value?
We're getting in the weeds. I definitely think he's in that same bucket.
I mean, he's pretty similar to a lot of the guys we're talking about, honestly.
And I like finding that. For me, it's finding my 4th favorite mid to high ranger, because then you can slide in the cheapies. And honestly, I don't know who my 4th favorite guy is. I don't really like Barrett. I don't really like Tobias's price. As far as on this build, on a normal builds, I love Tobias's price. Maybe it's like a Suggs or something that goes with that build. I can't really like him though.
I mean, you can if you can stomach just the absolute stinker of a floor. Because that's the thing with a lot of these guys we're talking about. Like the floor is just, it's not great, obviously.
So bad.
Suggs and some of these guys. But, if you can make the case he's got a ceiling, Tony, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not. That's my problem though. I need to sell myself on. Is there ever going to be a game? What if Jalen Duren does? I keep coming back to this guy and I don't know why. Is there ever going to be a game that he doesn't get in foul trouble?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that is the issue, Rob. So we're only talking about one type of build. There's also this type of build where you play these guys. The problem is this build's going to be popular though, too. Like you're getting, but yes, absolutely. That's the problem.
Because a lot of the times when you have these good floor guys, people feel very comfortable about just plugging them in. They fit very well. So, a lot of people don't want to punt with too many spots because they're so unpredictable, especially in a game 7 with minutes. And you never really know what coaches do. What happens when some of these coaches decide, you know what, we're just playing our 3 best guys the whole game.
Which I definitely think they could. That's why I want as many of these studs in there. I mean, is there a build that you play the best dude from all 4 teams? What, Cade, Paolo, Barnes, and I mean Harden. Harden's only point guard, so I know.
I don't know if you could get to him. Maybe you might be just out.
Who was the cheap center? Goga. I was trying to figure out.
You have 3,100. If you play Cade, Donnie, Paolo, and Scotty, you have 3,100 for your last 4 spots. I just plugged it in. I don't think that's going to work, but
yeah, you're just a little short of it.
I mean, you actually could do it. You're
gonna need a Stone Men 3. Is there any Stone Men? I don't know if there's a Stone Men guy.
Yeah, you're gonna need a Stoneman
because
guy.
all these guys are cheap for sure. The Cleveland guys are who I like. I feel good at, which would get you off of Harden and those guys more too if you're leaning into the cheaper Cleveland guys. What's the most salary? I mean, on slates with this many studs, I'm just not leaving salary. Not much. You can leave a couple hundred. Some slates I'm going to leave more, but like these slates we're talking about, you can always upgrade on these slates.
I agree, Tony. I don't think this is the slate, but I have left in 1-2 game slates, leaving 800.
100%. I like leaving it, just not this one because I think those 3 studs are just, maybe it's just Paulo. You just gotta, but I want to play Paulo in those minutes.
I mean, Paulo's the guy. I think he might have the highest ceiling, honestly, of anyone on the slate, but I think has the lowest floor of the 3 studs.
Definitely. The road teams are, no matter how you dice it up, the 2 road teams, I mean, they're big dogs on the road in game 7. It could go, I'd be way more stunned if Cleveland or Detroit laid an egg than the other 2. They're big favorites at home with the crowd in game 7, and they're more veteran type teams that have been here a little bit. I don't know. I'm struggling with my 4th. I'll be honest. I want one more guy I really like. I just can't fully sell myself on someone. I look all the way down the list and I just don't. Who is it, chat? Help me out, chat. Who's the 4th guy? Who do I need on this 3 stud build? Who is the guy? Maybe it's just Osser. I mean, I don't love Osser, but his minutes are great. They're going to need him. The problem with Osser is he just cannot shoot at all. Just like what did he get the other day? Do we need to update our tally? There's no way he got there. What did he get? You're on mute, but you should be on mute.
I don't know, but we're going to update our tally about CMB because he went back out there and owned your ass.
Oh, here we go. You keep putting in plays that we didn't argue about.
We did argue about CMB. You said he was a terrible play. That's what you said.
Oh, my God.
You said it. You said he was a bad play. Ahmed didn't get there, but you said CMB. You can't just.
We said the tally. When did we ever say it about the other dude?
Dude, you literally hated him. I told you he was a bounce back play. I told you this. You said he's a bad play and doesn't have
played 40 minutes and got 36 fantasy points.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, what do you want? I tell you to play the guy. I tell you not to play the guy. I tell you to play the guy again. What do you want from me? Okay. I can't, what do you want me to be? Fucking Nostradamus with everybody? I'm trying.
We have arguments. We say, is this part of the tally?
Argued. I owned you. You owned me on Ahmed.
This owned me, and I didn't even say it was part of the tally. This owning me.
On top of it,
he got overtime and got 36 fantasy points, and that's owning me?
I told everyone that he was going to end up playing 35 to 40 minutes by the end of this fucking series. That's another thing.
If he didn't have overtime, he was at 30 fantasy points.
He was at 35, though, minutes.
He got 1 point in overtime?
He was at 35 minutes is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what fantasy points was he owning me with?
36.
In overtime. And he got a steal and a dunk in overtime.
40 minutes, baby. 40 minutes. What a hero. What a hero.
Oh.
No, he did. He said he was a bad play. He literally told me he was a bad play.
There was never an argument about it. There was never any sort of argument. I said I don't like him, like I don't like him today. So then tomorrow when you come, you said you didn't like him. That's not you don't like people too. We don't go down the list of every guy we don't like. We have
when I like someone,
arguments. You got to put it on the record.
And you don't like them, that counts. It's the same thing.
I don't like 12 guys on this slate. Are we going to upgrade every one of them?
I mean, we can. Who are the guys? So I can just double check to make sure if I like them or not.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't like Walter again that much at 4,900. Yeah.
I just can't fade Walter because he's shooting guard.
I'll go on the record with RJ. You can have RJ. I don't like RJ.
Yeah, I mean, RJ 7,700. I mean, I think he's a good play, but he's number 2. Really, he's a number 1 because Scotty, no matter what you say about Scotty, like Scotty can't do certain things. Like Scotty's still a little, not from a fantasy standpoint, he's not handcuffed from being like your main guy because his game is so predicated on getting everyone else involved too. It's not just himself. Like Paulo is different. Paulo could literally just score 45 today with 3 assists and 3 rebounds. We'd be like, okay, that's Paulo. Scotty, if Scotty scored 45 today, I would be stunned if he drops 45 actual points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would be less stunned if RJ scored 45 because he's a scorer or Scotty's not a scorer. You know what I mean? That's not how I would categorize him. He's just an all-around really good player, but he's not a scorer. RJ is. So it's just like different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that for sure. Maybe it's Mobley who's my 4th guy. He can be center.
Center, right? There you go. There's your
I don't love it. I'm definitely not overly enthused about it, but it gives you a Cleveland guy in your 4 stud, which we were looking at Donnie, but it's a position base too, where I don't know, maybe it's Mobley.
Might be.
It fits the build. Like if you start plugging all the pieces in, that fits.
Might be Mobley. Roderick says he's on my side.
He's been against me all show, so yes,
Love
he's
that.
definitely on your show.
Love
He
that.
likes the mid range, doesn't like the stud.
Roderick, Team Roderick, love that.
Yeah,
Against Big T, we stand against Big T on just about everything. Stand. All right, yeah. Travis likes Mobley. I mean, maybe that's just the answer. You hate the position, just spend up for the guy that has the biggest ceiling.
I feel like he's got a good floor too. Like if I honestly think he's a pretty similar play to RJ.
I like your Sandro take or Goga at least. Like just at a position you hate, just spend down and take the punt. I don't even like Goga, but I like your case that you made for Sandro and Gogo. It's like,
I mean, I'm going to be playing those guys anyway. Well, at least one of them.
But they're center. So my point is, like, why are you trying to find another center when you hate the center position?
I'm not trying to find a center, but I'm trying to find a shooting guard, small forward center that.
No, my point is, like, we both agree center and shooting guard are the 2 worst positions.
I think small forward's pretty bad too. But
okay. Never mind.
So I think RJ and Mobley are like the same play pretty much. I don't really see that big a difference. But like, what's the difference in those 2? Take position out of it. RJ and Evan Mobley. What's like the difference?
RJ and Evan Mobley. Well, I mean, Evan Mobley's the 3rd guy. RJ's the 2nd guy. Evan Mobley goes through crazy stretches where he's just inactive. I think RJ's going to at least try throughout the whole game to be active. That'd be my case to make RJ over Evan Mobley. But, I mean, could Evan Mobley outscore RJ? Of course he could. Like, he just drives me nuts because he'll have quarters where he just fucking
dominates.
Nukes. And is just the best player on the floor, and everyone sees it. And then he'll go 3 quarters and do nothing in that game, in the game where in 1 quarter, he looks like the most unstoppable player. It's insane to me how many times I've watched this dude. I've played this dude in DFS. I've watched him go through these stretches. His teammates got to be like, dude, why can't we just have that Evan like 75% of the time all game, though?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But
yeah,
it is what it is. I don't know. All right, so who's your favorite cheapie? Because we established the studs. Like, how would you rank the 3 studs, and then who's your favorite cheapie? That's what we'll do. Rank the 3 studs.
My favorite stud for sure is Cade, and second favorite would be I mean, Scotty and Paulo are basically the same play to me. I think Scotty's going to be higher owned, so I will say Paulo then Cade, but I mean, it is close for sure. And then my favorite cheapies, as far as like the 3K range are, so I think the mid range is what always ends up chalky. So Anthony Black, Murray Boyles, Tobias, Osser, I think all of those guys, even like Max Strus because of his price. I think everyone leans on the 4Ks, which is why I'm talking about this build. All of like the Duncan Robinson, Jacoby
their
Walter.
minutes are way safer.
I know, and I get it, but the ownership's going to reflect it too. So I guess my whole point is I'd rather just go to the 3Ks that are way more unpredictable. Another 3,100 guy that I think's decent is like Danish Jenkins. He's just like Schroeder, very similar play to Schroeder, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like the more I look at it, the more it might be. Mobley's even looking at ownership though. I think by going with our build, well, not our build because I don't even think you like it as much as I do. But
no, it's our build.
You are super contrarian though with the 3 studs, like. No one is going to have 3 studs.
And I always talk about fading a team, but in this build, instead of fading a team, we're like fading a range.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2 ranges, really? The whole, like from 4K to 7K, outside of one guy. We're going to play
outside of one guy. Yeah, exactly. So it really is going to make your team naturally just a little more unique on it as well. So I love it. So yeah, I'm in on it. I'm in on this build.
Herder, they keep talking about Herder. How much is he's only 3K. That's our 3K guy if he somehow plays.
Officially available? Did we get that? Is he like officially in?
I don't know, but if he somehow played.
I know he hasn't played though for a little bit.
And it's crazy. As crazy as it sounds, it's like our other 3K guys that were talked about is they're at least going to play. Herder, I don't want the 0 from 3K. I want 14.
Yeah,
I don't. You doing the contest? Oh, yeah, we got to do. Yeah, I'll set it up right now. I'm glad you said that. I'll put it up there.
Yeah, I didn't even see him in if he is in. I just wanted to.
He probably isn't. I mean, I can't imagine he comes in and plays that much if he.
Yeah, I don't see an update on Herder, but maybe if he plays, I don't. Yeah, we'll see. How I'd rank the studs. I'm gonna go a little different than Big T. I'm gonna go Paulo. I'm gonna go Paulo, Cade, Scotty, I think. But I think Scotty is the safest of the studs, if that makes sense. I think the ultimate ceiling might be the 2 other guys there. But
I'm going to share the link for the daily contest. Thanks for reminding me in the live show chat.
Landon says, I think you got to pay up for Jokic today. Did I miss him on the slate? I missed Jokic. I think you got to pay up for Jokic today.
Landon, you can't come in and I never get credit for when I like him, and then you come in and say you can't have it both ways, Landa. Yes, I took my L for Jokic because I like him, but don't when I start talking him up next year be like, whatever you say. That nothing tilts me more than when you start talking about the Jokic stuff. Yeah,
you did take your L. You did take your L.
I'm talking to Landon.
But I'm on Landon's side with this. He said, sorry, I couldn't resist. And I'm
allowed to make fun of me for this. I accept it. I accept it. But when I talk him up, you're not allowed to go the other way. It's got to be one way.
You better just pray they don't do the KD thing.
If they trade for KD, I do not trade for KD. Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
And yes, my Nuggets hurt my feelings big time. Yes, 100%. I'm still feeling the remorse of it.
We'll see. We'll see. The real question is going to be what happens if Wemby wins a chip this year? What happens then? There were a lot of Wemby haters What's going to happen then if
Who was the
wins?
Wemby haters? There wasn't Wemby haters.
Oh, there were Wemby haters.
Who was Wemby haters?
There were Wemby haters. Trust me. There were people out there that probably still don't like Wemby. I don't know
Who?
how. I'm telling you,
I'd be
dude.
someone that doesn't like Wemby.
I'm telling you, there were people against Wemby. I'm just saying it.
Here's a good question we didn't cover. What happens to these guys if BI plays?
Well, BI's in a walking boot at shoot around. So
Game 7, though.
You think BI is alpha enough to just rip the walking boot off and go play?
I don't have a strong take like I had on Tatum.
I'm just saying. I'm asking the question.
I'll just say that if he's in, I like the Toronto plays even less than I already do.
Yeah, it would definitely hurt the Toronto, all the Toronto guys like RJ, Scotty, all of them. The whole thing, not just the cheapies. CMB, it hurts all of them if BI decides to play. So
yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen there. But
all right, we talked enough.
We did talk enough. If you guys want more, get over to runpuresports.com. Playoffs 26% off any RPS only package on the board. Playoffs 26 will get you that 26% off code, weekly, monthly, whatever you want to use it for. And try out all the new stuff we got going on here. We got hubs popping up. MLB hub's been rocking. And more to come, too. We were talking about a ton of other stuff here. So Stats hard at work. We're trying to get up more tools for you guys, more stuff to help you guys win, be better at DFS, sports betting. I know the Kentucky Derby hub was a success. They put it up yesterday for the Derby, Tony. I saw.
That's even tweeted out the exacta before the race, 15 minutes before. And that thing paid $2 bet paid like almost 300.
That's crazy. And he got it right. He got that off the hub.
Yeah. I mean, none of us follow horses that much, obviously. It was just, off the hub.
That's crazy. I don't follow horses at all. So I don't know anything about that type of stuff. But I know what $2 into 300 sounds like a good day if you put $2 on that thing. So
100%.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But just shows more stuff popping up. You got to check it out if you haven't checked it out. Playoffs 26. Get in now and smash the like button on your way out. We got to ask for likes more. We got more. We need more likes here. So hit the like button. We appreciate it on the way out. Going almost 2.5 hours on these shows here. So appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back. We'll be back for baseball tomorrow. No hoops though, right, Tony? No hoops tomorrow, right? Day off.
No, there's 2 games.
Oh, is there 2 games tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, the West
we
Series.
Fire them right back up. Next 2 days, the next
Why
round.
did I thought it started Tuesday? I guess I'm wrong.
We'll be back.
Okay.
If there's only 1 game, we won't be back. But if there's 2 games, we'll be back.
We'll be back. All right.
We'll
see you guys.
Talk a little hoops.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Well, 4 p.m. Eastern time, similar, as to the weekdays here. For Big T, I'm JSU. Good luck in your NBA DFS for today's 2-game slate on DraftKings. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.